Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the special meeting of the Harahan Council, September 4th, 2025 budget hearings. Madam Clerk, pledge, please.
Please stand for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Roll call. Councilman Asbill.
Present.
Councilman Buddy.
Present.
Councilman Chatelain.
Present.
Councilman Johnston.
Present.
Councilman Ricks.
Present.
Mayor Bodier.
Present.
Police Chief LaPree.
Present.
Fire Chief St. Cyrs, absent. Finance Director Todd Turnion. Present. City Attorney Scott Stansberry.
Present.
Myself, Carrie Hughes, as clerk, is present.
Mr. Mayor, I move to amend the agenda to add new business number 1, regulatory case number MR 2699, to appoint a special prosecutor and magistrate. And I would move to amend the agenda to add that before the budget hearing.
We have a motion by Councilman Asbell to amend the agenda to move the budget
I'll
hearing. New business number 1, open for public hearing. No one coming forth will close public hearing. We have a second by Councilman Ricks. All in favor?
Yay.
5 yeas, 0
I'm going to
nays.
vote for it tonight because the gentleman, Steve, called me up at my house and asked me about it. Did not know nothing from Councilman Asbill, as usual. He doesn't notify people ahead of time that what he's doing, which I would have done it if he'd have notified me, but he didn't call us as usual. Thank you again for your cooperation, but I'll vote yes.
Appreciate it.
Okay.
Okay, so we're going to do new business number 1, and that's for regulatory to appoint a special magistrate and prosecutor.
Council members, as I found out yesterday, we have a regulatory matter that our city magistrate and city prosecutor have both recused themselves from. It is the matter in the mayor's court titled City of Harahan versus Andrew and Carol Stam. This is the Purple Martin case that has come up for rehearing. Last time we did this, we appointed Special Prosecutor Joshua Vanderhooft and Special Magistrate Stephen Pettit. They've both agreed to be reappointed, and I would ask for their for favorable passage of their appointment. Council discussion?
Yep. Council discussion?
Yeah, happy to discuss it.
I mean, where are we at with the case?
The case was restarted because of, I think what regulatory thought were some citation issues and whatnot, and so they wanted to start it from the beginning. There has been no amicable resolution between the residents, no movement on that at all, and so it is going back through the regulatory court process.
Have they tried to meet amongst themselves
I believe they have, and there's been no resolution to it
still?
still. There was a hearing scheduled for a week or 2 ago. I don't quite recall when it was, but we thought we'd bring it up from the floor tonight just as an efficient use for judicial resources to get it on the next docket and keep it on the next docket.
And the primary concern is still bird droppings? Is that?
Yes, sir.
Is that correct?
Yes, sir. Although I think we're at the end of the season now, but it's going to come up again
come
in March or April next year.
Sure. And how long is the season?
6 months, I think. Yeah. Yeah. 6, 7 months.
And you're opposed to the Purple Martins?
I think they're
Just some questions.
Complainants to the citation.
Yes.
We're not opposed to Purple Martin.
they're opposed to the number of the gourds.
Bird feces.
That's what I was asking. That's the biggest problem, is the feces. I get it.
So I would move to appoint Special Prosecutor Joshua Vanderhooft and Special Magistrate Stephen Pettit.
We have a motion on the floor by Councilman
Second.
Asbell. I'm sorry.
Second.
And we have a second by Councilman Buddy. We'll open for public hearing. No one coming forth will close public hearing. All in favor?
Yay.
5 yeas, 0 nays. Madam Clerk, please make notes for new business number 1. Madam Clerk.
All right, moving on. 2025 budget hearing. This will be for all departments, administration, civil service, court, fire, maintenance, police, recreation, regulatory, sanitation, senior center, streetlights. And we're going to move right into the ordinances for approval, so if y'all make any amendments, we can just do that. So there's be proposed ordinance 2025-9. The following ordinance was proposed by Councilman Asbill and seconded by Councilman Chatelain. An ordinance amending ordinance number 2018, the annual budget of revenues and expenditures for the fiscal year ending December 31st, 2025 for the city of Harahan, Louisiana.
Okay, anyone want to speak on proposed ordinance number 2025-9? Public hearing is now open. No one coming forth. Public hearing is now closed. Council discussion.
Council, before we get too far into it, I'll draw to your attention on the main ordinance page, which is on line 15. There's a typo. It says January 1st, 2023 to December 31st, 2023. That should obviously be 2025.
Which line was that, sir?
Line 16 on the ordinance itself.
15,
15,
line
I'm sorry.
15,
Thank you.
Yeah.
2025 and 2025.
That's just an I don't think I need to amend it. It's just an administrative oversight that we can fix when we finally pass it.
All right, council discussion.
Thank you. Council, I brought this because I wanted to get into the budget process a little bit sooner. Hopefully, everybody has had a chance to look at it. Some of the things that I was most concerned about were where we stood in the capital project fund, because I have something I'd like to propose from the capital project fund selfishly. And so, but I'm happy to, if we want to work, I don't know how the council's pleasure is to work through this budget and look at things on a department side, fund side, however we want to do it. Or if we just want to,
I do know the police chief has discussion.
Sir?
I do know police chief has discussion.
how about we do that first? How about we listen to the police chief?
Yeah.
I think we could get that.
Talk about the
Knocked out
police
first.
department generally?
Well, I've been going over with Kathleen, we've been going over the numbers, and what we received was the packet from Kerry that came from Todd. And then we pulled out an end code, what we know we've spent. I know he said that we're working off of one system, but the numbers don't match. So we need to make sure we get the numbers to match properly. So I don't know, I've got 4 cars that are down right now that need to be fixed.
Chief, can I ask you a question? The encode numbers that you've pulled, what are they from? What date are they pulled from?
Kathleen pulled them this morning from September 30th.
Right, so these numbers are only through the end of July, I believe. June.
Right,
So they're not gonna,
I understand that.
Okay.
But what I'm saying, it's 2 different formats of how we're getting these numbers.
And can I ask a question? How far off are those numbers?
Kathleen, did you pull them?
it's gonna be 2.5 months off.
Right.
No, but I'm just asking in general, just the dollar amounts.
Well, just the expenditure line, 25, if that number is correct, it's showing me that I'll be $102,774 over budget just on that line item.
Which line item, sir?
That was line 25 for the police department on page 1.
Yeah, so we don't have, we don't have what you're looking at. So you're gonna have to compare it apples to apples to where it is on here, 'cause
Well, you should be line 25.
It's the same line item that Kerry sent. This is the same,
oh,
this is what Todd sent. This
okay,
is
I was
what
looking
we
at
got
your
from-
department detail.
No.
So you're talking about on page 1 of the whole budget?
Page 1, yeah, page 1 of the budget, line 25.
Okay.
And then I think I had a conversation with Tommy, and I think we figured out that 120,000 showing for state supplemental pay, that, it's showing that it's coming in and going out, but that 120,000 cannot be part of my budget because the police department never touches that money. That money comes in from the state, goes right to payroll, and they write those checks out. So that 120,000 should not show that it's on my budget. I just
Well,
need to make sure that that's correct.
I
And I
need-
think Tommy said it is showing that it's coming in and going out, but I need to make sure it's not being accounted in my budget.
Well, Chief, it's for your department,
Right.
But,
so I don't know where else to account for it. I mean,
well, it's coming in from the state, going
Yep.
straight out. I have no access to that money. I never touched that money.
Todd, does it show as a revenue coming in?
So it does show as revenue coming in and expense going out.
Okay, so that's how,
I understand. I just want to make sure it's
Oh,
not
okay.
being accounted towards my budget.
Chief,
What he's saying.
it's kind of like workman's compensation.
Right.
It's in your budget.
Okay,
Just as a
It's where it
wash.
belongs,
okay. I'm just,
but you have no control over workman's compensation, other than by law, we pay it on wages.
and I have, right. I
So-
have no-
Let me ask a question. That check, state supplemental pay, I have no clue. Does that go to Harahan and Harahan writes that check?
That's correct. They
So yeah,
changed the
so
law.
we
It used
show
to-
the income, it used to go straight to the
Right,
officer.
Right.
So
Now
yeah,
it
it's gonna
comes to
show
the
the
city,
income.
and then the city writes.
It's
the
gonna
check.
show as an income and it's gonna show, but it should wash even.
Right.
And
Yeah, it's a wash.
actually, just to clarify, that is budget, we budgeted for that cost. It's in row 316. So the original budget for the police department has 120,000 for supplemental pay expense in row 316. And that's what the estimated projections for the 12-month period would be 120,000. So the budget's there.
So that's a total wash.
It's
So
a
I think
total
we're
wash.
fine with that.
Right. But I just want to make sure it's not being used for any other reason. And I've said what I had to say. It's out there. And then grant money. We have several grants that are being worked right now. Where is those funds? Those funds come in from the state. The Click It Ticket and the Drive Sober Get So Pulled Over grant money is coming in. Where is that money being reflected? That's not part of my budget because I don't have control over that either. The state gave us an amount that we can use for the overtime.
right.
And where is that, what
I'm just-
line is that?
I'm confused on you saying that it's not part of your budget. Anything that comes in for the benefit of the police department and goes out to the benefit of the police department is part of your
Right.
budget.
Okay.
So that's, but I think there is a grant revenue line item somewhere.
There are, but I would suggest, Chief, if you have questions, Kathleen
Mm-hmm.
can email us or reach out, and we can get an answer for you early next
Okay.
week.
Because I think we had talked with Tommy, and we were going to try to set up a face-to-face to sit down and try to go over some of these
That'd be
things.
fine.
And I don't know if that
No.
happened, if you were able to do that.
No, I spent 3 or 4 hours today with Todd.
Okay.
Didn't get around to that, but I'm happy
Okay.
for us to
Right.
sit down and go through, I think we get the communications, you got grant money coming in, we can budget it.
Mm-hmm.
It'll appear in your budget, and then when it comes in, you can spend it
Okay,
through your budget, no other department. But
Right.
we'll get a good accounting of what you're expecting. Kathleen can put a list together.
So when I look at our total budget, the supplemental pay, the grant money, is it in this total budget?
No, well, I'm not sure what grant money is in there, Kathleen. I don't know what's been given to Todd. If Todd's got a list, then he can include it in the budget. That's where it belongs. Nowhere else, if it's coming in for police department, as Councilman Asbill said, it goes in the police department's budget.
But if it's in our budget, and I'm looking at this, and I'm thinking I have this much to spend, I really don't, because it's gonna come in and go right back out.
No, it's gonna come in as a line item of income, grant, and then we're gonna have the budgeted for the line item expenses, you tell us what they are. The council doesn't know
well, the state
with any
supplemental pay
detail.
comes in, doesn't even, we never even see that money. It
Well,
goes
what-
straight to City Hall.
Yeah, but
They write
but
the
it,
check.
but it's a grant
And that zeroes out.
I-
is driven by your department. You know what it's for.
Right.
You know what it's gonna be spent on. So we get the proper communications. We amend the budget to show the income and the budgeted expenditures. So we
I
just
may
need
not
to
be
know what it
explaining
is,
myself good enough.
when you expect it, so we can be looking out for it.
Well, it comes
And-
in monthly.
Granted, but when I look at the total budget,
I see what you're saying, but you can't look at the total budget. You've got to look at it as a line item budget. You can't say the police department has $208,000 in discretionary funds to go spend for the police department because some of it is dedicated to supplemental pay.
Allocated for
that's what I
certain
mean.
things.
So
Right, yeah.
this budget isn't really what I have to spend. Some of it's gonna come in, come right, the figure is in here, but that figure is gonna come right back out to supplemental.
Correct.
If the grant money's in here, the same thing.
Correct.
And that's what they're saying, is that's why it's a line item budget. You
Yeah.
have to look at each line item and
It's a
see
line
what
item
you.
under the salary and other related expense category.
See, Chief, I honestly, when we had our discussion, I thought the state supplemental pay, I didn't even realize that came to City Hall, because it never used to.
That changed
That
last year.
changed last year.
Okay.
Mid last year.
Yeah.
Okay, because that check used to go straight to the officers.
Right.
Why did that change?
State changed
State
it.
changed.
Yeah, I think the state changed it.
State changed.
The state changed?
Yeah, and when we had the discussion, that's why I said, no, it shouldn't show, because I totally misunderstood that. I didn't realize it came here and we cut the checks, till you just said it goes through our payroll. Like, I had no clue of that.
Chief, if y'all have a list of grants or revenues or expenses that you want us to research, we can take a look at it.
Well, we have several grants right now, and looking here, it's line 236, it says police highway safety grants, and it shows zeros there. It shows nothing.
Well, again, I'm not sure of how that information was relayed to finance.
Well, those checks come into City Hall.
So we have to investigate and see if any of these checks.
Those checks don't come to us, it comes right to City Hall.
Right, but you knew, when you know there's a grant, we need to be looking out for it, and we need to know what it is and what,
Well, it's an ongoing grant.
Sheree knows to be on the lookout for.
okay.
She's
well, I
aware of
guess
those
what I'm-
grants.
Okay,
And they're different amounts all the time.
right.
But what I'm saying is, there's nothing showing here on line 236 for grants.
I'm not gonna argue with you.
I
If we
can-
get a if we get a list of the grants,
We can research that.
we can get them in the budget. Council wants to put them in the budget, and we want to allocate a projected expenditure to spend the money in the categories and at your direction.
Well, those funds, I can't spend that money. That money has to go straight to the officers.
Right, in the same
No,
note.
wait, you switch gears. Supplemental officer pay is not a grant for the police department.
No,
It's-
that's two separate items.
Right, but the grant money,
It depends what the grant money's allocated for.
right,
Which he's saying, if it's
We
allocated,
need details.
they all of a sudden, they'll come up and say, hey, I'm giving y'all $20,000 grant money for a seatbelt task force. He can only use that to pay his officers overtime to go write seatbelt tickets.
then we need the city needs to recognize in the budget that there's money, 20 grand coming in for that seatbelt funding. And then we need to find a line item to put it in to a payroll type expenditure, so it gets spent on that.
I guess my question is, who's in charge of that?
Well, it's a twofold.
It's a threefold.
Yeah, I mean, the finance has to know what it is, and then finance
She's
has to
aware
build
of
it
it.
in the budget, and we need to, as a council, amend the budget to accept the money, I understand,
Yeah.
and then to allocate it in the budget process in accordance with the grant.
Todd,
It's gonna take communications, that's all.
can I ask you again, why did the state change from writing that check to the police department?
I'd have to go back, but I know there's correspondence, because I asked Sam for it a couple weeks ago, or it came up in the audit last year. But there's correspondence from the state that communicates to the city that the process was changing. I can find that later, and send it to
I was just very curious why that suddenly changed direction with no,
I
It
can
was
find
something to
that.
do with the state and the association, chief association and the fire association.
I mean, the problem is you have
The
so
way they
many
were being
officers being
distributed,
turned
state
over.
supplemental pay.
I mean, I think it's harder for the state. I mean, we know our officers when the turnover happens, so we'd be able to keep track of who's getting paid what quicker than by the time if they quit here, they still get a state pay. The state doesn't realize they quit working here. So I think it's just a money trail the way it, between the
Yeah.
paperwork trail to get back to the state. They're getting 2 months of state pay before the state even realize they don't work for the city no more.
Then they got to pay it back.
If they got it.
If they got it, they got to
Right.
go after it.
They'd rather come after the city to get the money back rather than go after the individual officer.
got it.
And there's been some true-ups so far this year, but I don't think it's been any significant amount. So
Right.
it's not hard for Sam to track down.
And then on the ride share funds that was passed a couple of years ago, I think that's behind a month or two. We get paid quarterly, if I remember correct.
Yes.
It's a month after the end of the quarter,
Right.
yeah.
So there was funds came in, I guess in January, for December, I think it was roughly $4,900.
Yep, yep.
Where is that money? It looks like that money went back in the '24 budget.
Right, so the city has several revenue amounts that it receives on a quarterly basis after the quarter.
Right.
Okay, so the deposit in January, since it was for the last 3 months of 2024, that was recorded as revenue in 2024. So the revenue for 2025 would be the April 2025 deposit for the first 3 months, and then the July deposit, the October deposit, and the January 2026 deposit. So there's only, in the actuals through June, there's only one, I would expect, one deposit, and there's 3 months in the projections. So we should not be missing anything. I would expect there's a July deposit in that account.
So that 5,000, roughly 40, I think it was 48, 49.
That came in January.
It went,
It went to
it went
2024.
to 24's budget.
Yes.
Correct. Because really, it was for
Because
that.
it was earned in 24.
Right, it was earned in that 3-month period.
But who's spending that money then? That came in?
It was revenue in the prior year, just
The police
coded.
department didn't spend it because I never got it.
Well, it went against the, I guess, the expenses for last year.
Right.
But I was 80,000 under budget last year.
Because of that. That was 4,000 of it.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I understand what you're saying. You don't know what that dollar amount is, so you could even spend it because you're not getting it till January.
It was in the budget, though.
Yeah, it was forecasted, like this year.
It was forecast in
like,
2024.
This year, we're forecasting the 2025 revenue for December that we're not gonna receive until January
Yeah.
of '26. It's in this budget.
Right.
Yeah.
We
So
do
you're
that.
spending it now.
Yeah, we
The
do
problem
that.
is you got shorted because it just started a year. Like you didn't even realize that because it just started the year before. That's something we never had before.
All right. All right.
Looking at, now this is something I have a question about, line 230. Passed an ordinance a while back that auction proceeds from a specific department should go back to that department. Didn't we have an auction this year? And have we just not received those proceeds yet? Or have you had an auction this year?
We had an
think we
auction
had
last year. We haven't
Oh,
done
okay.
anything.
I don't think we
had
had it.
auction.
Nothing this year,
We didn't
to
have
my
one this year,
knowledge.
okay.
Yeah.
But last year, I think the city had a couple items in there. I think the fire department had something in there. So it had to be.
It got split
broke
up.
down
Yeah, it
to
Yes.
split up.
Whose was what.
But that was for last year. This
Okay.
year, we're probably getting ready to have an
We're
auction.
getting, we're gonna have one.
We didn't have it, but we
wanna
need to have one
Yeah.
soon.
Mhm.
Chief, you were talking about fuel costs being broke down?
Mhm.
Go ahead, you want to elaborate on that one a little bit? I just want, we had a
Well,
conversation
I'm
today.
just trying to, before I go and
Yeah.
spend more money, I wanna make sure I know how much money's left in the budget and where my numbers
Yeah.
are.
So that's why he was
I
trying to
wanted
see.
them to
about-
know what your, kind of your needs are
Right.
too, and what we'd be looking for.
Well,
That's why
we
he was
have,
looking for that
we-
$5,000 from the rod share.
Right, and we have the hot water heater is out in City Hall. We've gotten 3 bids on that. The cheapest bid on that is $1,500. We've got 3 bids. We had to get the air conditioner fixed in City Hall, in headquarters, because it was
Twice.
going out. We've spent probably close to $1,000 just to get it taped and bubble gum together, that's holding together, and the AC guy said he's even afraid to touch it because the coils are about ready to collapse on it. So we have 3 bids on that. It looks like the cheapest bid is roughly $10,000 for a 3-ton unit. We had Beacon AC, Southern AC and Heating, and Integrity Heating and Air all gave bids, and they're all roughly right around that right under $11,000 to fix it. We haven't done anything with any of it because we don't know where the money is
No.
to fix it.
Just brought in 3 individuals.
I have a question. How many new vehicles do we have in the department?
I want to, probably, I'm going to say roughly about 19.
It depends on what you call new. The last 2 years?
Yeah,
Yeah. The last
19?
19.
And the 4 cars that are broke down, are those part of that new or some of those
No, those are
old,
the older cars.
older stuff?
those
Is
are
that
older.
still those Caprices?
I believe one of them is a Caprice, but we're planning on auctioning off a lot of those because we can't get parts for them.
Yeah, that's what I was
Yeah.
kind of in,
Yeah, we're gonna try to auction those off, but,
I'm
one of
just-
the air conditioner compressor, one's, needing tires.
So you have 19 new vehicles. How many personnel need vehicles, I guess? Like Miss Kathleen doesn't have a takeover
No.
vehicle, right? So like how many personnel have actual police vehicles that they use on a daily or shift basis?
Well, you got your 4 detectives, roughly 18, 19 people.
Okay.
Plus you need some for the
Or- or
reserves.
the
too, because
reserves.
when they come in.
The reserves, we have 7 reserves that work pretty much on a regular basis, can come out and handle any call that comes out on their own without having to have somebody with them.
I guess,
How many vehicles
yeah.
more than 2 years old do you have that are running and working?
Probably about a dozen.
Okay. So we're, okay.
I guess what I'm trying to get to
We
is,
got roughly 35 vehicles.
So we have enough vehicles.
We have
Yeah.
enough vehicles.
Okay.
I'm not asking for vehicles.
Oh, I thought this was this was going. You were telling us that they were.
no, I guess,
No, he just needs money to fix them
I have
4.
money to fix the ones I got.
I mean, he's talking about he needs $10,000 to fix 4 cars, get them, which are,
Gotcha.
No,
which are
I'm not looking-
fixable.
well, I
We
guess,
shouldn't have to get more cars, I think, for another year or 2.
But in the same note, I know we're gonna sit there and say that, but I'd love to allocate 2 new cars
Man,
for next year. That way we're not stuck in the same situation we were, needing
Right.
10 cars at one time.
Sorry, you
I think-
misunderstood that.
Yeah,
I'm
I'm
not
sorry.
looking
I
for it.
was,
I'm
I
just-
was misunderstanding.
I think
I'm
what
just
I
looking
was
to get 'em fixed.
alluding to was, we pay insurance on all these cars. So if we have stuff sitting around, it needs to go.
Right.
Can we,
Well, one of the cars that, one of the expeditions that we had gotten from the city of Gretna, we have released that back to the city to use that as a city people. For
Yeah.
anybody that needs that vehicle, that works for the city, can use that vehicle.
But here again, just being cost conscious, I think that, if we have anything sitting around that we're not in use of, needs to be gone.
on a
Jack, do we play
personal
a
level,
per
you
unit
could take the
insurance
plate
cost,
off
like,
your
is it a
car,
blanket
turn it
cost?
in, and cancel the insurance.
Blanket?
We could probably do that on a state level.
Well, I'm just saying,
But no, I'm with you. If we got
There's-
4 cars
there's
that we plan
absolutely-
on auctioning, it would seem to
There may
me
be
we
more than
could take
4.
this, well, 5, 6, whatever, take the plates off, go over to high-tech notary, pay them $20 a pop to turn the plates in to the state, then I think we could take them off the insurance. And they're not drivable. You can sell them, they're not, they're still titled. They just
I'm
don't have a
just-
license plate, you can't drive it.
And Chief, the only reason I'm saying this is because if in fact you're paying insurance on these cars and they're sitting there doing nothing, I think we
Well,
need to get them
I
off
asked that
you.
question before. I never got a straight answer. I don't know if we're paying one policy for all the cars, or is it individually?
So-
I'm not sure
It's
what that's.
probably gonna
The way I
be
Tim,
understand it,
individually.
wait, Tim, you negotiated the deal, what's the deal?
I believe,
Oh.
I'm gonna speak up. I believe it's an umbrella policy for up to a certain amount of cars. And then if you add a few more, it's like 10 to 20, 20 to 40, we're not paying per vehicle.
Well, you are on part of your insurance, more than likely, your comprehensive
It is,
coverage.
but it's not as much as you would think as, the first 10.
Well, I'm just
I'm not
saying,
sure, I've dealt with fleet insurance for 40 years. Every policy's different.
correct.
We've got a policy and it lays out how we're billed. And, we can speculate, but I can tell you that I've seen it the way you're talking about, Eric. I've seen policies where people pay based upon their gross income. They pay their insurance that way. So I think instead of speculating, we just
We need to ask the question.
get the
get a final
policy,
answer.
look at
The
see how the
declaration
premiums
page.
charged,
And I guess
declarations paid.
my point is if we're at some breaking point, say 40 and we got 44, it puts us in the next line, you know what I mean? I think for him, for the
Get
chief,
rid of the 6 cars.
get rid of the 6 cars and, get 2 new cars and then be at that, but somebody's got to be able to extrapolate that to him so he can run the department correctly and save that money on our insurance.
Well, now, and also, just as a general comment, ask Todd to correct me, I don't think automobile insurance is charged to the police department.
I'm looking at it right now. I'm looking at the insurance expense line item. There's nothing charged to it this year. That's why I was going to ask.
It's all drawn by,
So years back, insurance expense was spread out all over the GL of the city, multiple departments,
On a percentage basis.
on some percentage basis. It was very difficult to make some assessments and look at it in total. So a few years ago, we basically charge all insurance premiums for the city to general government, to City Hall. That includes police vehicles, everything except fire. The fire department has had its own policy for many years, and that's charged to the fire department. It's a whole separate policy. But the core insurance for the city charged to City Hall, and when we get bills, when a vehicle adds from the police department that comes in, it's an extra $1,000 or $800, $1,200 is the premium adjustment, and that gets charged to the main big insurance expense.
So, let me get this right. He has a budget for the entire police department. And we've got some convoluted position on the insurance where it doesn't actively show his insurance portion. It's convoluted across the entire.
No.
No.
So we simplified it. It's in one GL code in row,
Before, it used to be.
yes.
On a percentage
Years
basis
ago,
across
6,
the-
7, 8 years ago, it was spread out all over the departments.
So-
Today, it's in row, give me a minute.
Under the police department?
No,
General
it's
government.
in row 115
look,
on this
row
schedule.
115.
It's fine. I'm asking.
There's one account, it's in Department 110, which is Tim's department.
I
under-
guess what I'm alluding to budgetary-wise is that in his budget, so he's not
There's-
paying that, and
there's-
it's not being awarded to his budget.
No, there's
right?
zero insurance expense within the police department. You will see.
Auto
For
insurance.
premiums.
For premiums, correct.
Yeah.
There are
Deductibles for accidents.
deductibles and things for accidents. That is charged to each individual department. And that's the account claim settlements, which there's one in each department.
116?
So yours is 250.
Yeah, there's one in each department. And they know, the city hall staff and accounts payable know to charge that to the appropriate department. They can tell by the case number
So yours is line
and
258.
the description.
So, just so I'm clear, that insurance expense is held here in City Hall. He has no insurance expense other than deductibles.
Correct.
But your logic of, if we got 6
Reducing the
vehicles,
cost, yeah, it
and we
still
can pull the
applies.
plates,
Yes,
and we
it
can
still
save
Yeah, I'm
maybe $200 a month per vehicle, because it's not
I'm not
inexpensive.
saying about that. That is just a cost-cutting measure we need to take in
Yes,
every
exactly.
department,
Yeah, it's
including the fire department. I know that, they had some vehicles there, and they were getting rid of some things. The maintenance department had some things. I mean, anything that we have laying around taking up space should be gone.
I agree.
I mean, from the standpoint of just, if it's sitting here, it's getting less value every year, every minute it sits here. So we should be more proactive in getting rid of those things.
Well, I know Mark has been talking to the auction
Yeah,
folks,
we've talked to Mark a couple of times
because I
about
think
adding
the fire
other stuff
department
and
had
all
something they
too.
wanted to put in it
Fire
too.
department's got 3 vehicles,
Yeah.
has to come before the council, so that's what I think. Mark was working with them to get the list together, so we can bring it before the council, because it's gonna come here before we put it up
Yeah,
for auction.
That's fine. I mean, the sooner the better for me.
Well, and I think that,
For everybody, yeah.
yeah, for everyone,
Fire's got 3 vehicles.
budgetary-wise, across the plane, everybody's gonna save money.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I think that's, those are things we could use in other places, obviously.
Right.
And I've got it on my list to get the list of vehicles that was submitted to the insurance company. So we can compare that to what the chief actually has and the other departments actually
Yeah,
have.
Mark's gonna be the one to help us with that, because
Yeah.
he's got most of the vehicles. I mean, Gary will help us with maintenance
Yeah.
to figure them out.
Yep.
The only other question I have, where is the app? What line item is that? Is that coming out in computer supplies expense? The app that we pay, it was 6,000 for the app that we push things out on. What line item where's that coming out of?
I can check that, chief. I would expect it's computer supplies.
Well, that's because that number was kind of high, and that's why I was expecting that's probably where it was coming from. I wasn't sure.
Give me a few minutes, I can check
Okay,
that.
well, that's fine. If you just let me know.
Yeah.
So Chief, you're asking about that app. Is that something you thinking we should probably split?
I mean, everybody has access to use it. If anybody wants to post something, they can post it, but right now, the police department's paying the whole thing for it.
Right. So basically, the app that he's using to notify, the Harahan Police Department app that he's willing to notify the city of any type of situations we have. I mean, I think, and I'll say it, I mean, I think we need to set up another line item, as crazy as it sounds, for EOC type purposes. And we could use something like that through that, because that would notify the city of a gas leak, anything like that.
So is your department paying for that?
Yeah,
Right now,
we are.
he's
But
paying
it-
for
Yeah,
that.
so, I mean, that should be, I think that should be a city expenditure.
But let me just
That's-
make a
that's what I'm
comment,
saying.
guys.
Yeah. Right.
You'd move the budgeted expense from his department to the city.
Understand.
So you're just taking it out of
Yeah.
that department.
But if anybody
It's a
has
wash.
something they need to push out,
Anytime we called
just
and asked,
write
they would
up
put
what
it.
you want to push out, and we push it out.
Yeah, I'm not saying that you wouldn't be still running the show, but, for the expense should be here because it's
We don't want
fire.
the
it's-
headache of doing it, we're just
Yeah.
gonna help you pay for it.
Right.
But we are
Yeah.
helping them pay
We have
for
one
it.
of the
We-
reserve officers that
just-
has a computer background.
Just guys, we are paying for it. The city's paying for it. It's not, it's not adding to
I
a
don't disagree.
deficit or a surplus on the police department side. We budget revenue for it and then he spends it.
Well, I appreciate if y'all want to do that, but I was just curious of what line, where that
Yeah, I'm
fund
not
was coming
sure.
out, so I could
I
account
can
for
check that. Who's the vendor? Do you know?
it. It's OSV, police apps. And then next meeting, when we're ready to submit new budgets, we're very behind on paper supplies, office supplies, police supplies. You know, okay, well,
Right? I mean, we're on the agenda.
I'm sorry, what-
We're on the agenda to make amendments tonight if there's amendments that are proposed, right?
Yeah, but I have some comments to, just from 40,000 feet
Sure,
before
yeah.
we propose amendments, but I don't want to interrupt.
no,
I'm not
that's fine.
saying
I
we
mean, I
have to
didn't know
make
if
the
that was
amendments
gonna be
tonight, 'cause
discussed
some of
tonight
it
or
might be
not.
something that we need to go have discussion on
Right.
still,
Yeah, that's fine, but we need to have it sooner than later.
Because generally, guys, just in my review of the budget and where we are year-to-date through June, and we're over in many categories across the city in supplies, computer supplies, subscriptions. We're spending, as a city, more than we spent last year and more than we budgeted. And that's kind of across the board. They're real-world items. We need them, but we got to come up with the money to pay for these things.
we need to cut somewhere to pay for it.
And so,
Well, that's why I haven't paid to have any cars. I want to make sure I know where my numbers are. Okay,
but Chief, right now, and maybe we can get together as early as next week,
that's fine.
you've got a detailed budget, and you certainly have to have input into it and an understanding of it. So I think a meeting between you, Ms. Kathleen, and Todd, and I'll be happy to sit in, to go over the items and to get clarity, because the finance director serves the city.
Right.
Serves all departments willingly, and we need to make sure that your department has an understanding of what's in these numbers, and any corrections that need to be made, it's gonna be up to the council to try to address them. But certainly, we want to get your budget right, and we want you to have a full understanding of it.
Okay.
And I guess the last thing is, we need to have a discussion about the millage renewal, because that millage renewal comes up in '27. It expires in '27, so we got to get that on a ballot.
So, I know Kerry spoke to, that's who handles the
Speak
renewal
up.
for us, a date.
So,
And I'll be honest with you, I need guidance to help pick that date.
You need what?
Guys, and I will say this every time, if you want to, this is a political decision that you need to make on a date. So, and I'll say it to the public, it's a political decision on a millage renewal that you need to make on a date. Ideally, you wouldn't put it on the November ballot, right? Ideally, if you want the millage to pass, you're going to put it on April or May ballot.
Yeah,
So that's what we need to start working towards if we want the millage to pass.
I totally agree.
Yeah,
April or May?
April or May.
Nothing in between, before November?
Well, depending on what the,
Because it'd be nice if we get 2 shots at the,
That's Chief's deal.
If we
Yeah,
need
he
it.
thinks if we do it sooner than later, if you got a problem, you can have a second shot.
yeah, I think if you, yeah, I mean, it can be any date. You just, generally, if you want the millage to pass, you wouldn't put it on a big election date.
Right.
there would be, we would try to pick something on the ballot so we don't have to pay for the
Correct.
Correct,
ballot costs.
correct.
Like something, Jefferson Parish ballot.
Jefferson Parish State.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I agree with that logic, and I think thankfully the chief brought it up tonight, because we do get it moving on. The one thing I'd like to throw out in that regard is consideration of publishing a flyer explaining the needs. You know, we can't take a official pro or con decision on it, but I think we can put up.
Oh, we can put an informational, Jefferson Parish is real good at putting informational
Correct.
flyers
And
out there.
I think we
persuasive.
should consider, if we
Put that
can't
in
do it
the law.
in-house, paying somebody to do it.
Oh, yeah. And we can put it as an insert in the water bill, the tax bill, whatever we need to do.
I think we need to do all of
Yeah,
the above.
I think we all agree of the absolute need to get it passed, but we need to try to promote, get the information out to the citizens how important.
Yeah, I didn't really realize it was already up for renewal, to be
Yeah,
honest
it
with you.
expires in '27.
Time flies when you're having fun.
Tom said he'd go door to door.
I'll go door to door for it. And maybe, it might be what it takes, too.
Yeah.
All right. That it, Chief?
For now.
Can I
So-
make,
So that there's no lapse in it, it would have to be approved by the voters by July of '26, basically, Carrie, to collect it in '27 as well? Or do we already collect it in '27 and we're looking to renew the collection for '28? Do you know? Okay, look at it and, yeah, yeah. Okay, but whatever it is, it's got to be approved by the mid-year before the next lapse. Yeah, okay.
So I'm hoping next meeting, maybe we could set a date for the following. Yeah, I know it's timeline. Okay.
Perfect. Chief, are you finished with your comment?
Yeah, for now.
I have one general comment to make, and it's a pretty important one. I'm not sure who's aware of it yet, and it concerns the chief's budget. It's completely out of your control. But we are currently looking at a $109,000 cost overrun in one item, and that's the police department's retirement match. And that item is on line 308. So, and that adds significantly to the overall budget. With this package we're looking at right now, the city's looking at a $250,000 deficit. $109,000 of it is completely out of the department's control. We did not budget for it. We didn't realize there was going to be that kind of increase. And at some point in time, we're going to have to address that.
Well, what, is there something to explain that increase on why?
No, so it's not, so the increase is related to a few factors. One is, it's the full year impact of the raises that the police department gave in 2024.
Okay.
When we looked at kind of the historical contribution amounts, the last 3 or 4 months, this year, the expense amounts are 32,000, 34,000, 35,000. The first couple months in early 2024 were like 25,000, 24,000, 27,000. So they were all in the mid-20s. Today, they're all in the
Mid-30s.
mid-30s. Okay? I don't think the rate has substantially changed. So it's a function of the changing payroll costs. And,
When you say you don't think,
It's a projection.
are you,
no, I just don't know if the rate changed. I can look it up.
I mean, I think that would be a pretty important factor.
I don't think the rate changed. I
Yeah.
can confirm that, but I'm not aware of any changes in the rate.
I did get something this morning from the Chiefs Association. There's going to be a survey, from what I understand, LMA putting out a survey on pushing the pension interest to 3.5 for the police departments around the state.
What
I'm
is it
sorry, what
now?
was that, what
I
was
haven't
that,
read
Chief?
the whole thing yet.
What is it now, Chief? What is it
Huh?
now?
What is it
3.5,
now? What is the
it
match now?
They're pushing a 3.5?
I think it's a 3. But they're going to do a survey, because they're going to talk about it next legislative session. But I just glanced at the email that I got, and I'll forward it to you.
So if I'm understanding you correct, Chief, you said it might go from 30% to 35%?
That's
Yeah,
what I
and that's-
glanced at the thing. I'll send you that.
It's completely out of our control, yet we have to pay the bill.
Right.
And the point I'm making right now, Chief, is you already over, in one line item, your budget's already busted by 109,000. Completely out of your control, and it's up to the council to figure out how to fund that.
Right.
We don't have any say on how that money's spent, other than the fact that it gets sent off to the retirement fund. So that's 109,000 that we've got to figure out what to do. Nobody did anything wrong. Nobody spent money that wasn't budgeted. It was taken out of our control.
I think a lot
Yeah, I
of,
think,
I was just gonna say, I think a lot of municipalities are gonna experience this
Yeah. Not alone.
throughout the state, throughout the country. You know,
Well, I know a lot of the smaller police departments are laying off their full-time people, making them all part-time.
Right.
So they don't have to qualify for the pensions.
well, they can't
Why would you?
they can't
be a
sustain the
policeman?
expense. They can't sustain it. And it's a sad thing, but it's very true. I mean, you know, you have 35 guys on a department or 13 guys in a department, depending on the size.
It's a huge burden. Good,
Yeah.
great benefit, huge burden.
Yeah, it is a huge
But,
burden.
so there's a couple other items. And, I mean, we're looking right now at this budget, and if we're off the chief's budget for the moment, we're looking at, if we approve this, if we modify this budget to get in, quote, balance, we would create a $252,000 deficit use of our built-up fund, the general fund. I mean, we're in a deficit position now. If we do nothing, we come in at a $252,000 deficit, assuming all these projections wash out to be accurate. So we got a hole we're in right now in the tune of $252,000. There are some pluses that we found today but the negatives override the pluses. So the council's got to be thinking about where to come up with $252,000 or what we're going to cut. And Mayor, I know you, you know, we approve this budget, but it's the mayor's budget. And so I would appreciate if you could consider things that we might be able to cut. I don't want to be in a position of saying, to balance the budget, Tommy Buddy's going to sit up here and say what needs to be cut, because I don't know the city the way you know the city. I don't know what would hurt or what would be foolish.
And I think that would be a discussion to have with each department head to see where they could cut back.
Yeah, but, you know, coming through the administration, I'd like to, you know, if the mayor sees fit, I'd like the mayor to look at it and see what we can do. Because otherwise, we're looking at a fairly substantial deficit. Now, we can make the deficit go away just by amending the budget, and therefore there is no deficit. But there is. You know, we're going to eat into our general fund, which is built up to be a nice, safe reserve, and we know from experience, we get a major hurricane, it'll be nice to have a major general fund surplus.
Don't say that curse word anymore.
Okay, I won't say that. If something, so anyway, just from 40,000 feet, we're looking at a $252,000 deficit if we do nothing. If we amend this budget, we're just eating into our surplus, because we're going to amend it by a net cost to the city of $252,000 more. And I don't have any solutions, and I hate to even, point it out, but that's what we're looking at right now. There are certain things that are, again, some of the cost increases over budget here are things out of the city's control. Health insurance. We estimated health insurance going into this budget with what we knew in 2024, the renewals came in at higher prices. So you'll probably find $20,000 or $30,000 increases in health insurance premiums. The way some companies might address that is they'd go out for a cheaper plan and do some cost sharing, increase deductibles, increase contributions. I mean, that's the way a business would approach this, unfortunately. They would absorb some, they would pass some on to employees. Big decision, but that's kind of our alternatives. We either find the revenue to suck it up. We don't really control revenue streams.
Oh, you gotta,
Or you got to cut somewhere.
so let me ask you this, is any department look like they're gonna be flush with funding?
The department that's currently showing a surplus is the fire department,
So, I
I
mean.
believe. And the fire department now is almost fully self-funded.
Well,
The
that's what
city,
I'm
I think,
saying.
only contributes
We had-
$170,000 a year.
but
Is
I
that
mean,
correct, Todd?
If we,
I want to say it's right around 400.
I thought it was
Yeah, it's a couple hundred thousand.
200.
Four
It's
something.
more like 3, 4.
Oh,
what I'm saying
It's right,
is,
it's right at 400.
Yeah.
yeah,
and the fire department, reality is, they're in a position they could fully self-fund.
No, I disagree, because they've got capital needs that are coming that are going to need to be funded through that fire sales tax.
Well,
That's the point of, that's the point of the sales tax fund, is to.
I know what the
fund
point
part
is,
of-
and-
That's the part of the, is to fund part of their operations, and to sit down and fund the 25-year capital schedule that you had them put together, and they're working towards that. So that's not just free funds that we can say, hey, we're not going to fund the fire department with general fund money anymore, we're going to put it all somewhere else. In my opinion, that's not something you should do. Because in my opinion, again, we had this conversation at the end of last year, and I'll do it again, but that's backdooring the police department to say the citizens thought, hey, look, they get $600,000 in general fund revenue, we're going to give them an increase on top of that with this tax. That's what the citizens passed.
Correct.
And I'm going to sit here and say, I agree with a lot of what you're saying. The numbers that are coming in are way higher than projected.
Correct.
Agree, so we can get ahead of schedule with some of the capital fund purchases that we need.
what is the capital fund purchases for?
Future situations, so we're not stuck with
So we're not
three
stuck
broke
in-
down fire
Right.
trucks.
Okay, but
Replacing
we just
equipment
bought
or-
3 fire trucks.
No, we didn't. We bought two.
Two fire
We
trucks?
need
Okay,
potentially one more.
We need one more,
okay. And those are, what, $1.5 million?
ish, yeah.
Okay. And we allotted funds for those,
Well-
correct?
Not for the third one, no.
We don't need a
Not
third
yet.
fire truck, do we? We need a third,
It's a rescue
vehicle?
truck, yeah.
Yeah, that's not a
But-
million and a half. That's,
Well, it's closer to million, yeah, million to 1 to 1.3 is what I'm understanding, because they're,
our oldest truck, the non-ladder truck, that was around $1 million, if I recall. That's the one I
That-
believe.
that was-
Paul
Truck's gonna be
helped
just
that was,
purchase.
yeah,
I
that
think
was,
it was $1 million.
that was 1.3.
Can I finish?
1.3.
And that truck today will cost 1.6.
I can believe that.
Can I ask?
But my point is, I really, and I'll give you the floor in a minute. Mathematically, on paper, I believe the fire department is flush, healthy, and it's based upon, and the fund is healthy, and it's got more money than is needed, and it's got to do with what Councilman Chatterlake said. This revenue stream that our citizens are paying, you go buy a car, or you order from Amazon,
Yep.
you're paying it, we are paying it, has generated a lot more money than expected. that's a good,
And we appreciate it.
and we appreciate it.
That's a
but-
good thing, but I wouldn't say they're overfunded.
Well, I would, but we, I mean, we can
Because-
disagree on that. We can.
No,
put
yeah,
numbers
because we're
around
going
it.
to fundamentally disagree that they're fully staffed and that they have all the guys that they need.
I mean, I think they're staffed adequately.
Yeah, okay.
You know, we
We'll
can
disagree,
have
right?
different.
Yeah, we'll disagree.
Yeah, we'll have different
We
opinions.
wouldn't say that if we got sued in court and, standards say we should have 12 guys on scene, we had 6 guys on scene. We wouldn't say that we were adequately staffed.
We would-
And a judge wouldn't listen to it, or a
And-
jury
and-
wouldn't
And I will
listen to
put
it.
to you, that we could say the same thing about any department, the fire department. We didn't have a supervisor at the playground. We have to live within our means, and the world's not perfect. So where we're going with this, if we can't fund this deficit created by the pension fund for the police department, we may be cutting a policeman.
You can count me out on that,
So,
yeah.
but you see what,
Yeah.
you see where I'm coming from?
I understand what you're
They're
saying.
hard
I
decisions.
fundamentally disagree with
Yeah,
it.
sure.
I understand what you're saying.
Councilman, yeah.
All-
I respect that opinion
all-
Yeah.
completely.
All I was trying to say
You were saying the same thing.
is that, no,
Oh,
I was not. What I was saying is that if there was, between cutting some insurance costs, maybe looking at elsewhere, you know what I mean? Even if you pinch them a little bit, not entirely, but a little bit, to move some of this money around so we can, have the departments, both fire and chief, and police, and maintenance and everything else that we need to run the city, sewage, everything else. I don't think it's a kicker if you just took a little bit from each department to balance the budget.
Right.
It's what I do in my business. If one's short, we move some money around.
And I-
And look, it's not a permanent thing. We do this every year.
Well, that's the problem. I understand. We did that last year and it didn't help for this year, right? And so maybe I think that the sewer department is overfunded because the mayor said we were going to bring in this amount of savings and it hasn't been realized. And maybe it has. I'm just using it as a hypothetical. I don't know fully, right?
It has.
I don't think it has.
It has. It has.
I don't think it has. But you know what I'm saying? So maybe there's other departments that just need to tighten up rather than taking it from the healthy department that is finally, for the first time in the history of the city, getting healthy.
I agree.
And
Right?
I think-
But it's not a
I think
reason
you
to make
understand-
another one
I
unhealthy.
think you understand that a little piece from everywhere makes a difference. Do I
Right.
think the fire department is self-funded with that new tax? 100% I do not. Do I think they're very, very comfortable? Yes. Do I think if we got to shift a little bit, I believe we could shift a little bit from a few different spots. And that's one of
And I
them.
do want you to add too, as when FEMA comes in to build this new fire station, which we approved for, we will incur cost. The fire department will incur costs in their fire department as well, so when you get
Sure.
the new truck
Yeah,
on there.
so-
because
Wait,
there's
I'm
some
sorry.
modifications
Mayor,
that we
would you
want-
repeat that?
we were approved by FEMA for a new
Right.
fire station. And they're not gonna approve everything that we think is really necessary. So the fire department will incur some of those costs and
For upgrades that are necessary,
Right, the
but
chief
that
knows it.
FEMA's not going to cover.
And chief knows it, so.
So, but do we have any idea what that is? I mean,
They're working on this,
No one knows
they're
yet.
working
No
on the
one knows
program
that
now,
yet.
but no one
So-
knows yet.
okay,
We do know it could come in the 800 numbers.
And
And-
it is
and-
being engineered right now.
so just for my information, the things that FEMA's not going to approve, but the things that are necessary, what's driving what's necessary?
The NFPA standards.
Okay, can I just ask
And
this
code
crazy
standards and-
question? Are we moving the firehouse?
That decision has not been finally made.
Is that our goal?
It is our,
Move it across the street?
it is the goal, openly stated goal, to move the fire department across the street. And I'll tell you, it would be my openly stated goal that once the old fire department is knocked down, we would move maintenance department and we'd have a large piece of property that could be marketable for commercial property when Dickory opens all the way.
Absolutely.
Well, that was my point. So you're stating one thing about, they got these expenses, but just like anything, you're buying a new house, you're selling your old one. You're incurring the revenue from that to help with the new one.
Yeah,
So it's the
but-
same
but-
precedent.
But that proceeds would go to the proceeds of the sale of the property would go to the, would go to the city.
Right, I get
The
it.
general
But
fund.
What I'm
But-
saying is, just like we do this every year, I'm saying we cut a little bit off of each department, get this thing funded, look at that next 12 months, we're able to make some adjustments, and we'll continue to do that throughout the thing. No department will be underfunded.
I'm going to fundamentally disagree that we cut from departments that have any dedicated revenue.
Well,
It's fair.
I'm going to fundamentally think that we need to balance the budget. How about that?
Oh, I completely agree.
So, and I think that
Completely
looking
agree.
at that, those are very, and when you look at things from a business standpoint, you look at things that are overfunded.
Right, yeah, and that's the, like Councilman Chatterley said, that's the easy number to look at.
That's an easy number to
and
look at and say, we could fix it right here.
Fire department.
You know, I don't think any of us want to do that.
I don't think-
we want to go through everything. I'm
Right.
just saying, that's an easy number to discuss.
My point is, and just like we said 5 minutes ago, a little here, a little there, a little here, a little there. I'd like to know about this rate, if this in fact is, ongoing, if it's keep going. I mean, what do we expect? From here on out, is this going to be a continuation of, hey, it's 3.5 this year,
It
it's
could
going to be
have just
4
been a
next year?
miscalculation of the impact of the raises.
Well,
Yeah.
can I ask you a question?
Yes, sir.
buddy?
Yes.
The 100,000 over, can you explain that to me? I kind of walked in at the last minute. What line item was that?
308.
What was it? I had 308.
308.
Thank you.
Retirement,
Oh,
retirement.
sorry.
So,
Okay, so I'm trying to figure.
let me give you,
Okay.
the numbers. In police retirement match, which is again with the state mandates, we pay into the fund based upon a percentage of the policeman's wage, is my
It's roughly
understanding.
about 33.
Yeah, that's what I sort of recall, but I wouldn't swear to it, but in that ballpark, certainly. Okay, in 2023, that actual number was 339,000. In 2024, that actual number was 412,000.
Can we stop there for 1 second?
Yes.
Since we have those two hard numbers. When was the raise implemented? Was it 25 or 24?
24.
24.
Was the last month and a half.
Of 24,
It
okay.
wasn't
Sometime
All right, well,
around the end of October.
that looks right.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah, that looks
yeah,
right.
but, so this year, we budgeted 360,000. We didn't have the 412 numbers when we did this budget, I don't believe, did we? We didn't have the 412 actual.
We did not.
We were working off
So
of the
just-
339. We budgeted 360. And this year, Todd's projection, based upon hard numbers, is 469,000. We
And that's out of
budgeted
your
360.
No way, it can't be. There's got to be a miscalculation.
Well,
The
we're
pay
getting,
raise was roughly 50,000.
there may be an increase involved. We're not
There's no
100%.
increase. We're still at 33.
Well, how long has it been at
Now, in the
33?
future, it may come, but as
Do
of
you-
today,
do you kn-
2025, it's 30, it's give or take 33.
Joe, do you know when that 33 rate went into effect?
Let's say for the last 2 or 3 years.
Since I've been here.
July.
So it changes every July, but it's been in that ballpark.
Can I
Okay,
stop you
go
1
ahead.
second? So Todd, how did you derive that number?
The 469.
The 469?
So that's the actuals of 234,000 through June. And I doubled it.
Till it's
You
half.
can't, you
Projection.
can't double it.
That's the only way
There's no
to,
way you can double it. That's like taking a coin and just flipping it
Why?
up.
That
No, it's
assumes
6
that
months.
you're-
Because there's variables involved in that. Like, we lost a lieutenant who was number
But-
3 in
But
our
there-
department.
there's no
But we
way we
can't-
could project
we
that.
can't
He just
project
got,
that.
this is just a
We
projected
can't
number.
project that you're
We're
gonna
not saying this is
you're
gonna
gonna
be
retire next
exactly, I
week
mean,
and
you
now-
could quit tomorrow, you know what I mean?
Right.
And
So,
Joe,
yeah,
you
this
may
is just
also
a-
hire two
I mean, I understand what you're
officers if
saying.
the opportunity
I know what you're
presents
saying, but,
itself.
I mean,
But
he's
I'm
just
saying
basically,
when-
he's
when-
guessing
When the
too.
statements are made that it's because of the pay raise last year of roughly 50,000, this is why we're going over almost 100,000.
But it's out of everyone's control.
It-
Like,
listen,
that's
we get
not nothing
invoices
we
from
do.
the
I mean,
state,
if you
Joe.
hire or fire employees, we can't predict that.
Hey,
You
can
know,
I
so,
ask?
I mean, I
Joe,
understand
Joe,
where
what
you're
you
coming
just
from.
said,
Hold on.
Joe, what you just said, I agree with you, because when the raise, I'm saying, well, how much raise they got last year? They went up $100,000 on, so you're right, I misunderstood too, which is just, it was bad information. So you went up about 16,000.
And I'm just trying to clear the air.
Yeah, well,
I
you
know we just
did,
had
you
a
did, you
discussion.
cleared it with me.
but,
Can-
You
Can-
did,
can I-
that was a good response.
Joe, can I just ask you this question? And Chief, as far as the first through June, I know we were having some shortages with officers. Did we incur a lot of overtime during that period?
We did incur some overtime, yeah, but we lost 7 officers.
Right.
And we've replaced them back with 7 officers.
does overtime impact retirement match? You get matched on your overtime too, right?
I think so.
Well, hold on now. You have overtime, you have what's called forced overtime versus volunteer overtime. So there is a difference.
But
And
it's all matched.
Sam can explain that.
But it's all
Not-
matched, right?
No, no,
Oh,
no. Not
it's
every
not?
bit of overtime is matched by the pension.
So forced overtime.
Joe,
is
I'm not telling you what to do. Would you come to the microphone? We're on TV.
Yeah.
People watch this.
Sure. I don't know all the ins and outs, but there is a difference between forced overtime and just somebody making overtime. And it's not all calculated into the pension. So, I mean, that's the best answer I can
So
give
is
you.
is your forced overtime like the 6 hours or what, a pay period?
Well, no, it's not
It's just
like,
based on 4-shift duty, right?
well, force would be like if you have a situation, some kind of situation occurred.
If somebody calls in sick,
That's
we need
not-
to get somebody to fill in.
Right.
But I
And
guess,
you have
But
scheduled
there
overtime,
is a
too.
difference, and it's all computed through iSolve now. And so it's really a little bit of out of my lane,
Yeah.
because I don't really deal with that.
Is forced overtime another word for scheduled overtime? Or
I
is
don't know
that
the
different?
definition for that, because we don't really have scheduled overtime. We don't have that. We
You-
have overtime as it
Got-
arises.
But wait,
Guys
you
work
do have
36 to
scheduled
48
overtime,
hours a
don't
week?
you?
I'm sorry.
Scheduled overtime is, y'all are on 4-shift
If I'm
duty?
if I'm a
We're on
full-time police
12-hour
officer. what
12-hour
are the
shifts,
weekly
but 4
hours?
shifts, right?
80,
So
42.
1 week,
42. So you have.
I'm not sure how
2
we do
hours.
it. How many
No,
hours
it's not-
do
it's
the,
not-
do the,
There's no.
do the guys work 48 hours a
Overtime
week?
starts
So
after
they pay
80.
I think every pay period
After
is
84.
84 hours, right?
So
Okay, every
overtime
2
starts
weeks.
after
Every 2 weeks
84.
you get
Right,
paid.
and depending on the breaks, you may have, regardless, you got 84 hours, well, you got 84 hours every 2 weeks?
He
Is that
said
what you said?
overtime starts after 84.
After 84.
I wasn't aware of that.
Me neither, I didn't
Yeah.
know.
well, that's why we're having this discussion.
Yeah, there's always
That's
something.
under a
I
federal.
thought
a federal
that was
statute.
forced,
But
like, I
Joe,
thought
back
that
to.
would be your forced overtime.
You may be 100% correct that it's
Forced
not that
overtime,
simple to
say,
double it. You
Somebody's sick
probably
and
are.
needs some.
Somebody-
Right.
But we've
you're
got
getting
6
off
months of
at
actual
6.
data.
Right.
5 o'clock. they
And
call
we
in.
gotta
Police
estimate
officers
the
came
next
and
6
went.
months.
Yeah.
And
Understand.
without knowing something that
Voluntary
could
schedule
substantially
would be, okay,
change
Next
that,
week, I need you to come
that's
back.
concrete and etched
Another
in
5
stone,
hours.
the best way to estimate is to go by the last 6 months.
I guess,
We lost a person, but I think we're still looking to hire some officers.
I want to stop right there.
We'd like to.
I want to stop right there. So you lost 7, you onboarded 7. In onboarding 7, those guys had to go through some training, is that correct?
Well, the ones that, 2 of them that came on, they had been out for over 5 years. So they're back in the refresher course at the Kenner Academy.
And the other
But they're
5?
not being paid as full post officers right now. They're
Right.
being paid at a lower rate as maybe a recruit.
Well, the reason I'm asking, the other 5, though, did they go through training?
They were already post-certified when they came to us.
So we have-
had no training on them.
Okay.
The one we lost was a lieutenant. He was at a higher rate of pay.
Mm-hmm.
The person that replaced him was at a lower rate of pay.
Gotcha. So if we took all the factors, it's pretty much going to be an even keel, is what I'm asking, I
Pretty
guess.
much.
Okay, so going into the next 6 months, as we've had the first 6 months, it should be an even keel. We shouldn't have a whole lot
It
of,
should be a little lower because the ones that did leave had some kind of seniority.
Right.
Were at a little bit higher pay rate.
so all I'm getting at is this could come down some. And again, if we 86 some of these cars, get rid of some of these cars and, some of these other things that are biting and get, this insurance located, down a little bit, I think we should be okay.
Yeah, and
Is
that
that-
number,
is
that's
that
just a projection. I mean,
Right.
it's, it's, like you said, it's a flip of dice, but I mean, it's a
Well,
guess.
and the thing is too. we
It's the
didn't-
best guess that we can make.
It's not like we lost like 2 people today, and we hired 2 people.
I know, but we looking at,
There's a lag time.
vacancies.
The chief held off, because we didn't know where the monies were. We're trying to look at the budget. So if we lost 2 people, let's say in February,
but
we didn't hire 2 more people, like, until 2 months later, or 3 months.
I'm just saying,
Right,
the
but that's-
easiest way for us to make that projection is to take your 6 months and double it. I mean, I know it might sound, that's a lot, but
It's crude,
that's the
but yeah,
easiest
that's-
way we can make that projection.
It's really the only way to make that projection.
We don't know who's coming and who's going.
Reasonably,
Neither
yeah.
do you.
Unless you know of a material event that's going to increase or to decrease, and we don't know that.
Right.
Right.
So this is a projection. But the significance of it is that getting back to this item, it's out of your control, it's out of our control, but yet at the end of the day, we got to cut a check for it, we got to amend your budget for it, and then we're going to have to pay the bills. But it's money that's has to come out of this limited pot. And we're sitting up here looking at a lot of things, and, you know, money is always an object, and it certainly is in our case as the city of Harahan.
The healthiest part of this whole conversation, we're here 4 months earlier than last year having this discussion.
Correct.
So there's room to adjust and figure things out.
Now,
So that's what
having
I'm
said
excited
that
about.
too, if we made an adjustment tomorrow, we made a decision tomorrow, it would probably only be effective for the last 3 months of the year. Todd and I had a discussion earlier, the finance is able to move this up 4 months this year. We need to work towards moving it up 4 more months. Because when you have to face these hard decisions, a lot easier to do when there's 8 effective months left. We've got 3 effective months left in this fiscal year,
You could do it-
calendar year.
You could do it 2-3 times a year. There's no
No,
timeline.
because we haven't had the resources to do it. I mean, we haven't done it before. This is the earliest we've done it since this group's been on the council. And it's,
Early as we've done it since I've been dealing with this.
yes, so.
Last 15 years.
Yes. So we made some good movement, and the goal has to be to, well, let's move this goalpost
Discuss
again.
and move what we gotta move.
And address this in the end of April instead of the end of August. That's the goal.
Right.
Shall we move
I think
to-
we finished with police.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're done.
Shall we move to the mayor's
I
department?
just wanted to let Miss Kathleen go home.
So what do you think, Councilman? You want to go through this line by line? What is your goal? Are we trying to eliminate a $252,000 deficit?
I think we should start thinking about what we're gonna do to do that. You know, and that's one of the reasons 2 months ago that I brought up the
Yes, sir.
hiring freeze.
Thank you.
Right? So, I'm not saying we should force a hiring freeze, but right now, there's gonna be, in the maintenance department, this is a question for the mayor, I don't know what has been rehired over there, to be honest with you, but there's gonna come in at a $34,000 deficit. So maybe we take that and mark it down as the amended budget, which would restrict that department from hiring additional people.
How many people do we have in the maintenance
That's,
department?
I don't know, where are we at now? Did we replace, I guess, did we replace Mr. Salath?
Not yet.
Did we replace
Little John.
Mr. Boudreaux?
Yes.
How many people do we have in the maintenance?
Oh,
You got Gary,
Larry,
Larry,
Judy,
Jimmy,
Mo?
Seth, Will Edwin,
5?
someone said it?
I think that's it.
And is that sufficient for now?
I think it is.
I mean, Salath, they are talking about Salath is looking to come back at some point. He's kind of healthy, but same thing I said, dude. Same thing I said. But I think that's a serious, that could be a
I
serious
think,
medical question there.
And having said that, cutting the budget's important, but I flipped through this budget, and I see that we haven't exercised extreme budget
Discipline?
discipline.
Yeah.
For instance, we spent $49,000 more at the playground on miscellaneous repairs and equipment, which was, we spent $43,000 in excess of a $2,000 budget. So we all need to know what's in our budget and live within our budget.
what did we
So we-
spend that
So
on?
Well,
I'm
I'm sure it was all,
I have no capital projects coming up from here until the foreseeable future, other than the 3 that we haven't coming through the state, which is the sewer fund, which we have the 25% match on, which is $4,705,000. We just got the FP&C concurrences for the 1.5 million that we're gonna do in streets, again, which will have a 25% match. And then, of course, we got the 600 for the all-inclusive play system, again, we'll have the 25% match.
Mayor,
Other than those.
Mayor, what are those numbers again?
Match on the playgrounds?
I'm not, if it's going through FP&C, I'm gonna guess that there's a way to match.
so,
And
so,
that automatically incurs a 25% match?
We just got the CEA.
Oh,
It'll
okay.
be up for, next council meeting as a resolution for y'all.
so what are the numbers again?
Yeah.
Mayor, if you,
No, the full 47.
$4,705,000,
Wait, I'm sorry.
And that, I think, is a 20% match, but there are costs that are not included. We're going to have to put up about 25% for that
About
project.
25% I would do.
So, and what was the other one after that, Mayor?
475 for what?
4,705,000, that's sewer infrastructure. That-
4,000,007.
That's the Wilson Street sewer plant?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
And then we just got the, what we're working on right now, starting to move through the system with the 1.5 million for streets.
Now, that's approved, or,
Yes, sir, we started FP&C conversations 2 days ago.
and you believe that to be a 20 or
I believe
25%?
it to be a 25% match. And as per request to Councilman Eric Chatelain, they have agreed that we could go to blacktop. So, and then also.
That gives us more to spend on the plant itself, correct?
That's streets. Yeah,
That gives us more
Streets.
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 Oh, I'm sorry, that's the
and then
million
we have,
five.
600,000 for the 88
Instead of doing
places.
2 streets, we could do 7.
Only 300 of that is.
300 would have a,
What's the other three coming from?
it's direct from Treasury.
Oh, so then you're only gonna have the 300 match on the 300. If it's coming from Treasury, there'll be no match.
Yeah, it's gonna be-
Okay, so that's $6,550,000 at,
You're gonna have a match.
at 25%. And when we talk about the capital fund,
There's none left.
there is none left. There is, today, there's some, but when you throw this match in there, it's in the
Allocated to these
negative.
matches.
It's in the negative. And we'll get to that as part of this package. Well, it's not, it's the supplement that Todd sent us out this evening.
We can, I mean, we always have the option to turn them down.
No. No, we have the option of figuring out how to make it work, but we can't overextend. So what, the healthy thing that's coming out of this is we're all gonna have, the council, the city, the police chief, the mayor, all are gonna have a healthy understanding of the cost of some of these beautiful grants. And we need to be planning. You know, it's easy for us to spend $20,000 on the capital project, and we've done it this year. We probably spent a couple of $200,000 or $300,000 on relatively minor dollar items, but it adds up. So we're going to have to exert some discipline and look at the big picture. And we're at a point right now, I think, with the information Finance Department's given us, and what we know right now, to get our arms around it and say, how are we going to make these numbers work? So it's more than just the operating budget, it's the capital budget.
And the same thing we got is, you gotta remember, a lot of times this capital money we pulling, it's to pay for emergency repairs. Some of it's not for fun stuff.
Right.
I mean, it's for expenditures that need to happen.
Yes, again, in your business and Mike's business and every other business out there, you got to have some money in your
Oh,
pocket for the unknown.
agreed.
Well, we don't budget
For the unknown.
for the unknown.
Correct.
We're budgeting for every penny, and then unfortunately, we're overspending that.
We had
So,
that discussion
so I
with
think
Councilman
in a
Hess.
healthy environment, you got $200,000 or $300,000 in there minimum for emergencies, or
It's
$500,000.
not a lot. I mean, you get
And
one
we're not,
major sewer issue.
we're not in that position, unfortunately. We need, wonderful, we can work towards that goal. What we need to do is, we need to certainly address the items in front of us. $250,000 operating budget deficit, and
Maybe.
currently projected.
I'm just
Currently
saying.
projected. And
Maybe.
it could
It's
be,
not
it could be reduced. But we need to have a plan, suggestions. The mayor runs the city. I'm sorry, the police department is a major part of the city, and the chief runs that. But I'm not looking at the police department to cut their budget right now, because I'm afraid the police department is going to be in a deficit situation. Well, the 109,000 certainly out of his control, and that's creating a huge deficit. But, so, this is really healthy, but again, I guess where I'm going with it, I don't know that I'm prepared to make any changes to the budget right now. I think we need to get some ideas of what we can do, if anything, and hopefully there are monies available to get this in balance.
And I just want to say that, you know, nobody knows what the future holds.
Nobody what, Mike?
Nobody knows what the future holds. Nobody knows what the future holds. And what I'm saying is that what's in front of us right now, we need to reevaluate, make some moves, change some things, get this thing in. And then next year, we like I said, we come back to the table and do it again. But, I mean, everybody deserves to have a healthy department, and where we can make cuts, we have to make cuts.
And, you know, I mean, I know we haven't talked about City Hall yet, but just, I mean, we are, I believe we're on it's we're tight here, but I don't think we need to bring any more employees on right now.
Tim,
It's tight. I
Tim,
mean-
could you speak in the microphone? I'm not.
I said, City Hall is personnel as well. I mean, it's really tight. I mean, everybody's doing, 2 and 3 jobs, but I think we can certainly manage through the end of the year. I don't foresee bringing on any, other personnelities at this moment.
So there is one change I'd like to make to the budget tonight, so I'm just going to throw that out there if we can.
Here we go.
I passed you out a packet. I'm sorry I didn't print enough for everybody. So we've got a unique opportunity, and I'll kind of walk you through the packet. First of all, Pelican Playgrounds is a relationship that I've been building for the past 6 years when we first started talking about inclusive play over at Soniat Playground. And been dealing with the lady, and she's went through the ups and downs with me of that project, and she kept us in mind when something came around.
She built a relationship with you,
Yeah,
which has helped her tremendously.
right. So on the first slide there, their contractor's license number is there, and
God.
also
And their state
the,
contract license number.
and also the
Thank goodness.
all of this equipment would be purchased under state contract, so no bid would be required if we went forward with this project. So we have a unique opportunity because we live in a big metro area. They have a bunch of nice conferences that come to New Orleans. We all know that. The American Society for Landscape Architect Conference is coming to New Orleans in October of this year. And what they generally do is they build their booth, and then when they leave the equipment here to donate to a local project. And she has went out and chased these vendors that she deals with on a daily basis to get donations towards Royal Land Park to redo that park. You can see the site there. You can see how old that one blue play piece that you see there on slide 4 is from the 1970s. It is a death trap if you've ever been on it.
I fell off of it a few times.
The slide, hey, look, it's all stuff that we grew up playing on, right? So the slides are all those nice hot metal slides that give you a nice burn on your rump as you go down. And a couple of other older pieces there. So she has went out and gotten donations for play equipment to the tune of about $600,000. That could be donated and installed at Royal Land for free. Well, not for free. She's asking for a match from the city, either both in kind and financial, of $100,000. Some of that can be reduced by using our own equipment, using our own labor. So some of that is they're going to donate the actual install, but some of that is for labor for demolition. If we sent our own guys over there, we'd save on some of that. If some of that is for equipment rentals, such as forklifts and bobcats. If we have that equipment, then we don't have to rent that equipment. And some of it is for play pieces that weren't donated, that aren't at the conference, to kind of finish out the play area. The most exciting piece that's going to be there is what you see on this page here. It's got this little arch above it. It's a new piece of equipment. It's interactive for kids. It's electronic, and it's a $60,000 piece by itself. You can see there on that slide below it. I know it's kind of hard to see because I had to print it out. Technology wouldn't work for me tonight. But all those pieces there, we'll start at the bottom right. They're play cubes and then a 10-foot ascent slide, which is like a 3 or 4 person across slide, which is pretty cool. There's a bunch of balance stuff. There's some moving boards. We're going to be taking up the old little fire truck engine number 9. I cleared that with the fire department to see if they wanted it, and they don't want it. But it's being replaced by a little community helpers firehouse to kind of keep the theme of the park as the fire park. That's what my wife grew up knowing it as. And so I'm asking tonight for a contribution from the capital fund up to $100,000 to cover costs associated with this. We will make savings where we can, but I don't want to run into it. The timeline for this is the conference is October let me pull my calendar out because that's not on the slides. The conference takes place on October 11th and 12th. They would bring the equipment directly over here right after they break down their booth, and the build would happen on the 13th, 14th, and 15th. Most of the prep work will be done by her team on the weekend so that when they get here, we can start installing. Her team's going to help install. They're asking for community help to come out and build it. I'm sure we can get some police officers and fire department over there to help install stuff and make it a community-type build. And so that's what we're asking for tonight.
I'm willing to say,
I think it's a great deal, and and I'm asking for this from the city, but at the same time, because we're on a time crunch, but at the same time, I'm willing to go out and also replenish what the city contributes and try to get those private donations from other community partners that would contribute to the project.
I'd be willing to contribute cranes and some help.
I'm
Exactly.
thinking we could demo in-house.
We can definitely demo in-house. I got all kinds of
I
equipment.
mean,
too.
yeah.
Yeah.
So before we address this, can we talk about the capital
Yes,
situation?
and I thought that
the
that would
match
bring us
needs,
nicely into the capital fund.
And where we are.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
I just wanted to put it out there before we got too far into saying no,
So,
Mr. Tom.
yeah, well, I hear you.
Yeah.
And just so you know, I mean, I have talked with Councilman Asbill. We do have some private entities that we're all gonna talk to that we think we could get some of this funded. But we can't promise,
Still,
you know, but
it's a commitment of up to
we think we
100,000.
can.
Yes.
I mean,
Yeah, no.
we got to deal with that, because that's what we're being asked
And we
to
basically
do.
gonna be, for $100,000, we basically gonna get a $600,000 playset.
Yeah, and I don't doubt it, and it looks beautiful.
We gotta pay for it.
Yeah, so if we look at the sheet that I think, I guess Kerry left it out for us tonight. Paul, you have this? I got it. Okay.
I'm just saying, I think we can do it.
There's a,
I think we gotta raise the money and get it done.
Think I won't?
I do. I think it's such a great community project. I think we could raise the money. We could save a lot of money by doing a lot of things. I don't see why we couldn't have a whole lot of people contributing to putting this thing in, and making that almost nil. So,
I mean, I agree, but also don't want to be
No, I
at crunch
understand.
time and not
Sure.
have the funds to spend,
sure, I understand.
right?
Yeah. But I mean, even after the fact, I think we'd raise the funds.
To replenish.
Yeah.
It's just, yeah, we're all on the same page. It's just a matter of us to go out and hustle and get it.
Yeah.
Which I think we have a good group of people that will help go get it.
Sure.
And, and one important aspect I should put out there is that one of the reasons that she's doing this, and it's a reassurance to me that she's going to keep it up, is because she's going to put her name on it as Pelican Playgrounds, as a community build by Pelican's Playground, and use it kind of as a portfolio park. So as new pieces come in, she might add a piece here, add a piece there, and she'll keep it up. That's her incentive to keep it up for us as well.
Very nice. Very nice.
Thank you,
All right.
Councilman.
Thank you.
Yep. Okay, capital.
Capital.
so I just got this when we walked in. But I had an opportunity to talk with Todd for a few minutes earlier. So the number in the second column from the right, bottom line. Well, back up. There's $3,316,000 in the capital fund. And Todd, what's the date as of?
Well, that includes the actuals through June 30. And then, since we have the activity through July and August, and I know that, I added that into the schedule.
So it's pretty current.
And then I have projected reimbursements, like we have a couple items where we have the expenses recorded that we have not received the reimbursements yet.
Right.
So I put those anticipated reimbursements, and then an estimate for the video poker for the final 6 months,
So it's a fairly good estimate of where we are today.
where we are today.
And we've got $3,316,000 in the capital fund. However, all of that but $930,000 is committed. So what we have to play with as a council without uncommitting some other columns.
And
And
the
I have,
commitments,
Well,
those commitments.
the insurance-
Is that for the match?
no, No, there's no
commitments
match in
are-
here.
No match.
No, that's where we're gonna get to.
Some of the other funds that are in the capital project fund are insurance proceeds received from Hurricane Ida.
Yeah, it's probably about 2 million
Right,
of
the
that.
fire department and the city, what I'll call general, that was for all the general city departments, part of like the global settlement for Hurricane Ida. That's on here for 422,000. The fire is 1.4 million, that's the insurance proceeds. And the police department's proceeds are, I don't believe they're from Ida, they're just from various vehicle crashes and incidents over the last several years.
But the insurance proceeds general, we discussed, they're not really restricted
No.
because those projects have been built and, or repaired or not going to be, right?
I would say these are self-restricted, for lack of a better term.
Gotcha.
You know, by the council. And I'm tracking them just
Sorry.
to track,
Yeah.
you know, how the funds are used.
But it's available for the council to allocate.
Right,
So, and I think that's where the question was. It's
Yeah.
available.
right.
Yes.
So we've got 930,000, it's not committed to anything,
Which is the video poker money.
which is
that's
the video
source,
poker money
basically.
built up over the years.
Right, we get roughly.
And we've got 422,000 of this general government insurance money that the council controls. That's $1,350,000.
Yep.
And that's for all of our capital needs. And we've got $1,650,000 of commitments for grants. So if we never had another capital requirement through 2026, we'd break even on the capital fund. If we spent this money that's available now, this $1,350,000, plus next year's capital money from video poker, 400,000, we could cover the matches for the capital projects already committed. So we basically have demand for very good projects, not unlike what you're proposing tonight. And we don't have enough money for it. And now to throw another monkey wrench into this, we've got a FEMA fund that's got a negative balance of, what is it, 950,000?
900, about 950,000.
About 950,000.
And that's unrecoverable.
That's unrecoverable, we believe. That fund's got to be made whole. And that means we got to come up with money to put in that fund to bring it to zero. It came about because we spent more money than FEMA is going to pay us. That includes $1 million, which is obligated, FEMA's agreed to, but we haven't received it yet, so it's net of that. It's a real hole. So we got a $925,000, $30,000 hole there.
Wait, back up 1 second.
Yes, sir.
So they've given us $1 million, and that is not.
No, it's
none-
included. We haven't received it yet. It's obligated. They've agreed to it, is the way I understand it.
So I guess what I'm asking, are we 1.9 in the
1.9.
hole?
Right now, we're 1.9.
1.9.
Yes,
1.9.
So
Right
we get
now.
the million from FEMA, and we're still 9 out.
right.
Just
So
wanted
that's
to clear that up.
that's the shortfalls that we, as a city, need to address. And it's looking us right in the face. So we got our capital fund, which we could spend all of it and not cover the commitments for the grant money for the state. So I get, we got a lot of money, but we got a lot of uses for it. And this is the best, and I want to thank Todd, this is the best picture I think we've had as a council, as a city, of where we stand to make our
Absolutely.
decisions. And the FEMA thing, it was kind of a surprise. I mean, it surprised me, it dawned on me that we got this whole.
The amount.
Yeah, tonight. I had no idea that the non-recoverable portion of what we spent
Is-
was gonna reach that.
Is
Eric,
that-
do you know why we didn't get this, why they refused to pay $950,000?
I do not.
Because, I mean, you know quite a bit was going on, so. Mayor, do you know why?
I found out today. I mean, there's just some
I
things.
mean,
they're
they
not
got
gonna
to have a
We've been fighting
reason.
for this money for a long time.
pay. Just
They
some
got to have a
things-
reason,
yeah, just some things they're not gonna pay.
but they got the right to tell you why.
Right, if they go go sit back and look, sit and look at it, exactly what they didn't pay, and I'm sure we can honestly figure out why, but we just gotta go back and see what we
I
submitted
mean,
that
we're
they
gonna
didn't
question
pay.
it more.
Yeah, well, but they just sent you a letter saying we're not, you short, you're not getting $950,000?
I mean, we-
They didn't give you the reason why? They didn't give you nothing? They just sent you,
No, he just found out.
who called you, the FEMA?
No, there's no call. It's the fund balance within the FEMA fund.
So you got a FEMA fund, did they tell you why they're not sending the money?
So we have costs incurred, costs charged over the, however many years since Ida, 3, 4 years, that were charged to that fund that were either denied, there were some claims denied.
Okay. Did they give a reason why?
There's a list of
mean-
PWs. I would have to look at the specific transactions.
Okay, we'd like to know why.
Some of
If we
that-
can
some of that stuff
challenge
they're
it,
gonna turn
we
down.
can challenge it, maybe we can,
Some of the
You got the insurance
costs did have a match, 10 or 20% match, and I realize that's not 900,000, but that is a portion of it,
this is all from Ida.
all from Ida.
And some of it, they're gonna claim you got insurance money.
Correct.
Well, let's find out. I'm
But
curious to
that's
know
the
why they
question too, but this
refused.
is all new, like,
Well, I'm just
I don't think
asking, I
anyone
want to
here
know
has the
why.
answer yet.
So to the
But it
extent,
definitely will be questioned.
Yeah.
to the extent there's insurance, I'm sorry, Paul.
That's all right, that's all right, Tommy. That's
Yeah,
okay.
I'm sorry. To the extent there's insurance money, we got fund to pay it.
So how quickly do we need to replenish the FEMA fund? Is it a requirement that we have to finish it before the 31st of December, or it can just stay and pay it down as we go, or what? Yeah?
I can confirm with the auditors, but we've worked with other municipalities that have a deficit fund balance in the FEMA fund. And they know eventually, at some point down the line, it'll need to be taken care of.
Well, I'd like to know
But
what.
that's something you could pay a little bit each year.
Well, that's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. If we could pay it down eventually, we don't have to strip the bank,
Yeah, just, so we all recognize that it's a liability. If you pay it down over time, $100,000 a year, that's another $100,000 to come out of our operating budget. I mean, it's coming from somewhere. And while it was certainly gonna come out of FEMA pretty well, money's limited. And there's the side to me that I wanna vote for what Councilman Esbill's proposing now. It's a sweet deal, it's wonderful for the community, but we don't have the money to fund what we have on our plate right now.
I'm gonna ask you a question too.
Yes, sir.
I know we have the match for this projects for the sewer down Wilson Street and all. When do you think the matches would be due? I mean, that's a 2-year project. I mean, I'm asking, I don't wanna
You know,
spend money
some
before I
matches
have it
you
in my
pay up
hand.
front.
But in the same
I don't
note,
know
I
the
just need to
rules
ask
to
that
that,
question.
Councilman. I don't know the
I think
rules.
we need to get an answer to that.
We need to ask that
Because
question.
if we can put the match at the end,
The match is at the end.
okay, there we
Sir?
go.
The match is at the end when you
Yeah.
pay the invoice. What happens is
The
the
last
invoices.
invoice?
No, when you submit the invoices in, like we broke this project down into 4 projects. The first one was Lift Station 6, which needed the most attention. That will go in, we'll pay, then their match will come in on the backside when we go submit everything to them. So then we're moving into, next will be the slab at the sewer plant that we're doing again. So we're 3 projects in.
Yeah, let me ask, point of clarification. These projects are not gonna be 30-day projects. They're gonna
No.
Take a year. And we're gonna be making progress payments to the contractor.
The largest part of this project will continue way into next year.
So is your understanding, Mayor, that our match pays the final payments and doesn't go in up front?
It goes
Correct.
on your progress payments, I
Yeah,
believe.
yeah.
Correct.
You're
So-
paying your percentage as your progress payments
Right.
go, is my understanding.
So we have time.
So what
to
we,
pay it down.
correct, so what we do is say we get a $100 invoice from the guys working on Lift Station 6. We pay them, we submit that invoice, we get 75,000 back.
So we need to pay 100% of it.
Correct.
We need to cash
And-
flow it.
And then we get it
That
back.
makes it worse. We need to cash flow.
Or do we need to, like on the 4.8 million? Are we
Well,
cash
that
forwarding?
big chunk will come in. This year, we'll only get finished 3 projects. We'll finish, if we were lucky, it's Lift Station 6, the slab, and the 2 blowers. That's only.
You're only meeting part of that.
That might be a $500,000. That only might be a $500,000 total.
Yeah.
With 25%, maybe.
So, and, we keep in mind, the replenishment to our capital fund is video poker money. And it's been running, what, 440?
4 to 450.
4 to 450 a year.
Mid 400.
So the quote, future contribution would be that.
Projected.
And then we've got nothing left for anything else. And I know everybody here is looking past their nose, you're looking to the end of this year, you're looking to next year. So saying we're gonna pay for it with future money, it's gotta come out the full
I
force.
understand.
Well, again, we always have the option too of not exercising that part of that grant, at somewhere down the road, we come into where we don't have matching funds and we just say,
It's
okay,
important, though.
this is
I
where we're
think
gonna
that's a
stop.
big mistake.
Yeah, we gotta
I mean,
figure out how to make it
You
work.
you're gonna have a $5 million fund for a 25% match. I mean, it is absolutely ridiculous not to.
No, I think the streets and the play system will happen before the end of the year.
And look,
Those are easier,
The streets is the
you know,
middle
like
and a half.
this Royland Park playground,
And
This
the
is in
playground
3
I
system.
mean,
weeks.
look,
This is something different, this is not.
This is
No.
in 3 weeks.
I know, but what I'm saying is that I'm sure we could get ahead of that.
Oh, absolutely.
With contributions and
Absolutely.
with, and help.
This is something you can, if we said no to, this is one you don't say no to.
I mean, look, this is a kids.
It's not about kids, it's about making our parks ADA compliant. It's about stopping the ability to open ourselves up for a lawsuit and exposing ourselves to be sued. I mean, I actually were, and the reason why the playground that we've done at the big playground is ADA compliant, because I work with an ADA compliant group. They put me in a wheelchair and made me go ride around and showed me every single place that we could get sued, and we was zero ADA compliant at the big playground.
Yeah.
Now we're 100% ADA compliant at the big playground, minus the play system, which we got the grant funding for that, 600 from FPNC and 300 from
Well,
the Treasury.
all I'm saying is that, this is not a hard fix for
Yeah, no,
$100 grand.
yeah,
We
no,
can-
we go for that.
We can get for that, but, this other thing, the FEMA fund, if we could pay that over time,
Yeah.
get that down, and these other matches, I mean, we have to find the funding to do it. I mean, it's just.
Yeah,
plain
and
and
I mean, the
simple.
realistic is, our funding, we don't generate new funds. We get what we get.
Right.
So we need to figure out belt tightening, and that's gonna hurt. Nobody wants to, we wanna add services, we don't wanna subtract services.
I mean,
But that's our reality.
But our key right here today is, if we could approve this here, but our key is for us up here, all of us, to go out and hit up our friends to see if they could help us with this.
Yeah.
And I think we can.
Ken, and Jason, you may know the answer to this, is there a way that we can get people to contribute to this and and have it tax deductible?
my
Our
understanding-
contributions to
Yeah.
the city tax
Have the
deductible?
I believe they are.
I don't know that. I don't know the
Don, do you have
answer.
it? I don't think they are.
You don't believe
I
that?
believe they are. I'm gonna disagree with him, but I believe that the contribution to this, any government entity is tax deductible.
Well,
I'm
I
gonna
know a guy
disagree with
that
you on
knows
this one.
here.
I'm gonna listen to the taxman.
Yeah, I'm gonna listen to the other
Well, the camera reimbursement, that 57,831, we should be getting that back from the parish and the EOC soon. We're just waiting for the letter of completion from the alarm company that put in the new camera system.
That's gonna replenish their
That,
capital.
we should get that back within the next couple of months. Because once we get the letter of completion, we'll submit that back to JP and to the EOC, and they gotta reimburse that 57,831. We should have that by the end of the year.
Do you have that figured and coming in? He's
And
got
the
that
only reason
figured
why
as
we
a
don't
refund,
have that now is because we were waiting for the 2 cameras on the pole.
which we never got
We-
an answer on.
We never got an answer, so
We
what we're gonna
redirected.
do, we're gonna move 1 camera to the south parking lot here, and we're gonna put the other camera facing on the front door of City Hall and Traffic Court. But once we
think,
get the letter of completion, we'll send that, and we should be getting that check reimbursed.
AJA.
Yeah, and I was gonna say,
So what we can do is we can get a nonprofit fiscal sponsor to,
Let me-
oh,
Mr. Google AI says,
Gemini, his
and
name
we
is
need
Gemini.
we need to run it by a tax person. But yes, contributions to a municipality can be tax deductible, but only if they're made for a public purpose. You must itemize your tax deductions to claim the contribution. That's on the individual side. Conditions for deductibility. For your contribution to be to a government entity to be tax deductible, it must meet specific IRS requirements, exclusivity, public purpose, that test is met, public part.
Todd, you know anything about taxes?
Itemizing,
But I can get an answer.
You know a tax guy?
I can get an answer.
yeah, so it looks like we can have individuals contribute it to the city, and the city's got to then do a donation letter,
Yeah.
receipt like you would get from the American Cancer Institute, and then it's tax deductible.
Yep.
So that's a plus.
We'll confirm that, but
Was
yeah.
it, was it a plus,
If,
Mr. Tom? Was that a plus?
Would you reach back in? Now, don't pull a muscle, Tim.
we'll confirm that, but if it's not,
Tim, don't pull a muscle.
if it's not, we can get a nonprofit fiscal sponsor
Yeah.
to sponsor it to flow the
Yeah.
contributions through. Yeah.
You know, I was just going to say, in light of these shortfalls, one of the things that I think we need to address tonight is this whole freaking thing about these non-compliant homes, you know, where we have all these grass cutting and everything else, and we're not charging these people, we're not, you know, we're not fining these people.
Well, look, let's look at, since we're talking about it, let's look at regulatory revenue and see
Well, look,
what we budgeted and.
you know, I keep looking at, you know, these monstrosities
No, I
around. And I think we addressed this, I believe, last time about finding some people with some more teeth in those courts. Is that correct?
Mike, what was
That
that,
is correct.
sir?
And
Could you repeat that, please?
we talked about finding somebody with more teeth to handle these non-compliant homes.
Well, I can tell you from experience, Jefferson Parish, they give you notice to cut your grass, you don't do it, they send out a company to do it. They add $200 to $400 per grass cutting onto the tax lien property, and if it's not paid with your taxes at the end of the year, it goes up for sale. And the municipality gets its money back.
And I don't know why we don't have the same thing here. And again, you know.
So I believe we have a new guy working, a CBO, who's working on a lot of this stuff. And
Yeah,
I'm
but it
getting a
wasn't
lot-
the CBO, it's the court itself.
I understand.
Yeah.
It's a
And
joke.
we're getting a lot of stuff going on. I believe he's talking to some new attorneys and stuff about new magistrate, and I think there's a lot of stuff in the works over the last,
I do
Huh?
too, I agree, but I'm just saying,
because I'm getting phone calls, and this guy's on me. I said, clean it up.
Clean it
look,
up.
I don't know what else to tell you.
and we had this discussion about the, you know, the double that's coming up back on Stoneleigh, is that right? Or is it- yeah. And that, in fact, is two kitchens, two full kitchens, and a divider door amongst other things. So, you know, I gave Chris some info about that. So, but yes,
Mike, do you know the status of that?
it's a stop work order on the property now. So,
Good job.
yeah.
Thank you.
So, but I think that we do definitely need to start collecting on these things. It is a
Yeah, look, I think,
huge windfall for
I
us
didn't mean to interrupt
to
you.
make sure these people stay in compliance, right?
Yeah, no, I
And
think,
Harahan a better place.
I think there's a bunch of things that we can do a better job of collecting on.
So, a couple
For
of the
example,
positive, on a positive
like,
note.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, get back to the capital funds, because there is some positive in here. Sewer fund is in a position right now, the changes we made and changes the mayor made, to probably generate maybe $400,000 a year for capital improvements. Certainly, they'll have that probably available this year. So that's part of our match. That's part of the $1,637,000. If we could take some insurance proceeds out of our capital fund allocations that FEMA disallowed and put that in the FEMA fund, that can make some of that go away. So, you know, again, we need to continue to get our hands around it.
Yeah.
That was my last comment. There is.
Yeah.
there
There's
is
a bunch
some-
of things that we should be able to
Hold on.
capitalize on the revenue side of things, including regulatory, sale, you know, going out and enforcing, food vendor things at the farmer's market or the coffee thing that pops up at Brothers Bar or wherever it might be. And I think I think regulatory is gonna get behind that too. I don't know what I mean, I'm sure it's not much, right? But the craft shows that we've been putting on that we spend a lot of time on, I don't know how much those bring in, but I'm sure all of that can be captured better if we just have the right people doing it. And I think we're getting to having the right people doing it in regulatory for sure. We just need to find the right magistrate and prosecutor.
Correct.
Correct. And we are working on new fee schedules that we will be bringing to have some councilmen sponsor, because we're gonna dramatically increase the fees and fines on how we do things from here on out, and I mean dramatically. And it is gonna get a lot of pushback, so, but we're coming with it.
Well, your maximum fine is $500, so,
Yeah. So we are,
A
and that's
day.
a state law.
a day,
A day.
500 a day.
Yeah.
No, not a day.
per, yeah,
It's not- it's
per
not-
instance.
Per instance, but
Per
that would mean you'd have
instance.
to go
And,
tag them every day.
no.
Per instance, per
Be-
day?
Because the code reads that any day that you're tagged and you don't fix it is a new day. Is a
I
new,
just learned something new. I
Yeah.
was of the opinion that we were limited.
that's what
to-
our code and Jefferson Parish codes read.
No, we just need to enforce it.
We just need to enforce it, yeah.
Jefferson Parish has got some really, really good code that we really gonna try to duplicate and.
Because remember, we tried to do
Yeah,
it to,
we tried to do that
tried to do it to Woods.
With Woods,
Wood
and we were
material.
limited to 500.
A
Well,
day.
No,
there was not ever a ruling on that.
no, but that was, I think the law may have, well, whatever the state law was, it seemed to indicate that.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
I've got a bad, I'm recalling it incorrectly. Yep.
Good. All right.
All right, well, if nothing, I want to make my motion. I would move to amend the capital fund to allocate $100,000 to Roland Park Playground.
So we doing this under the proposed ordinance 2025-14, Jason? I guess we have to.
Yes.
We have
I don't
to.
know, what is it?
Yeah.
14?
For,
No.
Oh, no, I'm sorry. 2025-14 is a different
Yeah.
capital budget
This is
I would
request.
propose we amend ordinance 2025, proposed ordinance 2025-9
right.
to allocate $100,000 in the capital projects recreation line to the Royal Ann Park Playground build.
And we have a motion by Councilman Asbill, we have a second by Councilman Ricks. We'll
Hold on,
open
I'm
for-
sorry. Let me get
I'll bring it
clear
back.
on what we're doing.
Open for public hearing.
Oh.
Public hearing's now closed. Okay, back.
That's for the amendment for the 100,000.
Correct.
Correct.
That's it.
That's it.
But it doesn't currently read that way. You're amending an article that's amending the budget.
It's not amending the whole, you're putting, adding $100,000 into the budget. We're not voting on the whole budget, you're amending that particular.
That particular line.
That particular line item.
Okay,
Yes, sir.
all right.
And what I'd like to do is amend this particular line item, and then honestly, since we've got this here, carry it forward for the next 3 or 4 months so that it's always on the agenda and we have it there to amend if something comes up that we want to amend.
Okay.
Okay, would you repeat where you
Oh,
want
yes,
to
sir.
amend it, sir?
You go.
2025-9, where would you add the provision?
I'm sorry, I put the wrong tab. Give me 1 second here.
Yes, sir.
So what we'd have to do is add a revenue at one, right? Oh, no revenue.
So
we
we're
would
really
add
just budgeting the expense, and
the
I think it's
expense.
code 4-116, which is the Recreation
Yeah.
Department, dash 40920.
So line 999,
It can be either one. We have two accounts within 116.
Where's that at?
I'd like it to
So-
go to the capital outlay
Where's
account.
that?
Yeah,
Okay, page
which is 920.
Line 999,
33?
999.
increase that line item by 100,000.
33, 999.
So we do need to add a sentence that we're not approving the amended budget, because this sort of reads like, this is an ordinance that adopts the
Yeah.
budget attached.
Yeah.
That's why I was thinking it might be
Yeah, and I
easier,
don't want that, yeah.
it might be easier to put it in ordinance 2025-14 to amend that,
So
Jason, if you
just-
just consider that. Go
Mr.
ahead.
Mr. Buddy, just to be clear, so we have, so the first sets of columns are projections. They're actuals through June, projections, and then total projections for the 12 months. The next set of columns are the original budget, and then amendments to the 2025 budget, and then a revised amended budget. The adjustments column J is blank, it's 0.
So if we
So
put
we're
this,
not proposing, tonight, really, we were not proposing to amend the budget to equal the projections.
No.
We're just providing the projections for information to the
I'm
council.
reading this, though.
Okay.
This sounds like we're adopting in the amended budget.
So two things. I understand what you're saying.
Yes.
I would not put it in this other budget amendment because that would substantially change what was advertised.
Okay?
And I wouldn't want to do that. Perhaps what we could do
Adjust section 2.
is add line 999, 100,000 in column J and adopt column J, because that would be the only change in column J.
And maybe put a sentence in there that
Yeah, let me see what the
other
original
budget items
budget language
in the amended
says.
budget are unchanged and not amended.
Can we just modify
Are there no other
section 2
amendments?
and just say that the budget is this GL code for 100,000?
Yeah, we can do that.
Yeah.
What, say it again? Right, that was my intention, was to amend the one line for Royal Land 999, and then defer the budget as a whole.
Okay, and that's the language that I think we need something that just is clarifying that.
Okay.
There are no other amendments to this budget. The budget is deferred, except for what is approved today. The budget is deferred.
Right.
Yeah, that'll work.
So give me some give me a second to work
Yes,
on
sir.
what that says,
Sure.
and I can pass it to everybody.
Sure.
If we want to move to the other thing that is, I don't think I'm sponsoring that. Did I sponsor that?
No, I,
Okay.
Can we take a 3 or 4 minute break?
What?
Whatever time.
we can, or we could do this air conditioning. The air conditioning, EOC went out.
Didn't we just have that repaired?
That's what we just had repaired. That's what we're trying to allocate funding. Oh, yeah, we did,
but it was
Now that
not
we,
a part of the
this
original
is
plan.
2 air conditioners,
Yes, for the upstairs at the EOC.
right.
The other air conditioning in headquarters is separate. We haven't even, I've got 3 bids on that one.
This one here went out. We got 3 bids on it, emergency situation, had to replace the AC.
How much is that?
$17,600,
But it's 2 units.
$624.
That we,
Two times.
Two.
They both went out?
Yes,
have they been replaced?
yes, that's I mean, it was completely out. They
Okay.
had no AC to
In the
use it on.
future, guys, we
Understand.
doing emergency repairs, pick up the phone and tell people. Because part of my heartburn is, we're spending money, and I found out about it in late September, looking at a budget analysis. And it's money, had we discussed it, I probably would have gone, yeah, we gotta spend it, do it. Or that's a good purpose, do it. But there's been a lack of communication.
And I
We need to do a
understand.
better job of that.
Understand, and this just happened, I mean, you got dates on it. But I mean, and I mean, I talked to Councilman Asbill about that. I said, we have to have some type of emergency funding, the way you can allocate money without going through the whole month and a half, 2-month process.
The only way to do that, I believe, would be to create a capital budget line item for emergency funding as directed by the mayor.
Agree, and that's dangerous.
And what is an emergency?
That's dangerous.
Well,
I mean, I'll be the first to say it.
but I mean,
about overruns.
create an emergency committee or something.
I understand, but
I
that's
agree
a
from a
plan. We need to
practical
try
point
to
of
do
view.
it. I mean, I can't sit there with 2 months. I can't sit there 2 months with no AC in the,
I
in the operating facility.
I understand, and again,
And I understand, yeah.
there's some heartburn. This is done a month or 2 ago.
Correct, and that's why we're trying to get in front of this one here.
I didn't know it was installed.
Okay, sorry.
I talked to the chief about this.
So
I didn't know it was done.
Now, you gotta
I didn't
remember-
ask the chief if it had been done.
Hold on, you gotta remember, there's 2 different situations.
No, I talked to him about this one because he pointed out to me that there's 2 units.
Yeah, so
When I
the,
first looked at it,
That
I was
the one
thinking
for
one.
next door.
the police
Yeah.
I didn't
station's
even know it went
another
out
issue.
until after it was all done.
Yeah.
Police station's another issue.
I understand.
Okay, and that's why we're trying to get in front of it before it goes out. But guess what? What if it goes out tomorrow?
Ergo, my concern about capital fund.
Understand?
Because this stuff happens and it needs to be addressed.
Understand 100%.
The hot water heater's been out for almost 4 months now. It's just 1 month.
Yeah, we need that hot water bill to put people in jails, right?
You can't put anybody in jail without the hot water.
And was it one of them, well, can we go tankless on that thing? Does it
Well,
got a gas?
tankless
Does it
costs
gas?
a little bit
Tankless
more.
is gonna be too much.
I think you said you got a quote for 1,200?
Yeah, but you're not, but in the long run, you're not constantly filling up a big old thing.
I'm not sure I saw it, Chief, you may
I'll
have,
give them to you.
It's gonna be a lot more
I was
than
gonna give them to you.
Oh,
at the
okay,
last
all right.
council meeting, and it
Yeah.
ran long, and
Yeah.
never,
yeah.
I didn't even address
I
it
mean-
at that council meeting.
I don't think it's a rush. I think we could get 3 more quotes for tankless.
Tankless is gonna run about 2,200 for, the size you would use in your house. I
Yeah,
just
that's
got
what
a
I'm saying. I
quote.
don't know what we need over there, how hard
Yeah.
it would be to.
That's installed, or that's just?
That was
materials?
installed. Now, and that assumes you got, you know, if you're doing gas, you got a gas line
Yeah, we gotta
nearby.
make sure the gas lines.
But I assume we do, we got a tank we're replacing.
Well, no, I mean, if that's electric, when you can't
I don't
change
know
it.
if it's electric or what.
Let me see your quote you got right there.
Eric, you know anything about electrical?
Little bit.
Well, I know the.
It's electric, so you're not gonna change it to gas.
You're not gonna change anything, right?
You're just gonna have to go back with your electric water heater. To change it to a tankless electric, it's gonna be
Well,
Yeah, so
is the
just stay with
amperage
what
the
you got.
same? You draw a lot more for a tankless.
a lot more, yeah.
Yeah, so you might have to do some electrical.
So, yeah, I'd go back with the tank, go back with the tank.
Go back with the tank,
I
yeah.
think it's a short.
Short boy, because of where it's
Short
at,
boy,
that's what it says.
hot water
So
heater.
what is your quote, sir?
You got 3
Got
quotes,
3 quote, one from.
15, 18.
One from Clem's Plumbing at 1,600, one from Longy at 1,500, and one at Bob's Plumbing for 1,650.
All 3 good Harahan plumbers. So we're looking at
All three good.
$1,600.
Well, I just changed the hot water heater at my house, and it was $1,300.
Yeah. And we can't take prisoners,
You can't have put anybody in the lockup without hot water.
and I don't have a full comprehensive, but you recommend we have a lockup. That's fair statement?
My beef is that we're issuing citations to people that don't show up for court. Well, if they don't show up for court, we need to put them in jail.
You need to go
If
get
they
'em.
want out, they can put up a bond, and then at least we have something. If they don't show
Okay.
back up, at least we'll make.
So your recommendation is we put the water heater.
Been on the bottom. That might have been on the bottom of your quote.
That's not yours?
Oh, yeah.
It was on the bottom of that quote. It fell off on my, I'm like, I don't know what this is.
So,
Alright.
I would move to,
So I'd like, do you need to open this to public hearing?
verification.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, let me go ahead and finish my amendment, I guess. Here's what I'm gonna do, council, on the main ordinance page on 2025-9. I'm gonna amend section 2 of the ordinance to read, "The attached budget is amended as follows. Line 341-4-116-40920 is increased by $100,000. The remainder of the budget is deferred."
Okay, the line item that we're I like your wording, thank you. Is the line item that we're amending, that's in recreation or is capital?
Recreation, it's capital, it's the recreation,
It's the
Capital
capital
Department.
portion of the
Yeah.
recreation.
yes,
Yes, sir.
So when we do that, that's authorizing the mayor to spend it, correct? I mean, that's what we need to do.
yes,
Okay, and the goal of the council is to, by contributing to demo, site prep, whatever we
Or
can do
raising,
to get
yeah.
this down and try to raise the remainder, to bring this down as close to zero as possible.
correct,
All right. Thank you.
yes. That is my amendment.
Can we add those specific?
Oh, do we have
you
to say
added the
anything about
jail
it? Con-
code.
I did.
Yeah, you did. That's right.
Jason, did you put word in there about continuing?
The remainder of the budget is deferred?
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I
Yes.
did say that.
Okay, we'll open for
You
public
said you
hearing
liked it, so you
on,
weren't listening to me?
On the
You
amendment.
weren't really listening, were you, Mr.
on
Bond?
Councilman Asbill's amendment. Anyone coming forward? No one
Not
coming
listening
forward. We
now.
close public hearing. We have a second by Councilman Riggs. Yep. All right, all in favor?
Yeah,
Yeah.
5 yeas, 0 nays. Madam Clerk.
Thank you, council. My kids will really appreciate it.
I'm sure they will. Great addition.
So we amended it, and we, yep.
We need to vote on it as,
Now move to defer the remainder of the budget.
So we have a motion by Councilman
Right.
Asbill to
we need to
defer.
vote on it as amended.
Vote on it, yeah, we need to move to,
Vote
yeah,
on it as amended.
move to approve as amended. Sorry.
Second.
All right, we'll move to approve the budget as amended. We have a second by Councilman Chatterling. We'll open for public hearing. No one coming forth. We'll close public hearing. All in favor?
Yay.
5 yeas, 0 nays. Madam Clerk?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yay or nay?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Alex.
Proposed ordinance 2025-14, the following ordinance was proposed by Councilman Chatelain and seconded by Councilman Asbill, an ordinance amending ordinance number 2018, the annual budget of revenues and expenditures for the fiscal year ending December 31st, 2025 for the Capital Project Fund of the City of Harahan, Louisiana for the EOC air conditioner.
Would anyone like to speak on proposed ordinance number 2025-14? Please come to the podium. No one coming forth. We'll now close public hearing. Council discussion.
I move we waive council discussion. We already did.
Yeah, we're kind of already.
Council discussion. All right, all in favor?
I'm sorry, what was it?
What was that?
I was moving to waive council
Yeah, we're not doing
discussion
all of that.
because we kind of already
We already
discussed it.
discussed
We
it while
already
he was
opened it.
rewriting, but, I mean, I'm open to
Yes,
discuss
I'm,
anything we want to
no, I'm
discuss.
fine.
There's no
I'm
council
sorry, I just didn't hear.
All right, Madam Clerk,
finished.
please note for the record, there's no council discussion. All in favor?
Yay.
5
Yay.
yeas, 0 nays.
Adjourn.
Move to adjourn.
I have a motion by Councilman Asbill, second by Councilman Chatterling to adjourn.
We adjourn the
All in
meeting?
favor?
Yay.
Yay.
No
Yay.
council discussion?
Oh,
Oh,
We already
I thought
had-
we were going to discuss the ordinance.
What
Well, there's no discussion. I had discussion, but that's all right. I'll wait till they have our council meeting later in the morning. I have two things that I got to talk about, but I'll wait till the next meeting.
2 hours.
That's all right.
We've been here 2 hours.
You-
I had a quick few things I wanted to say, but I'll wait till the next meeting.
You had a chance to say it while I was.
Well, I missed, but I was catching something on my phone. I thought he said discussion later.
yeah, I haven't adjourned
That's all
yet.
right,
We
I'll
can
wait.
still do
I'll
it.
wait
No,
till next.
Paul, why don't you go ahead and...
No, I'll wait.
It's time open for discussion. Let's do it later. Let's
I'll
do it
wait.
now.
I'll
It may help the
He
mayor
wants more people.
I'll wait.
in putting together some
what he wants.
suggested reductions or
I'm
reductions.
ready.
I'll wait.
Okay, so we have a motion to adjourn. All in favor?
Yay.
All in favor of to adjourn? 5 yeas, 0 nays?
Yay.
We are adjourned.
Thank you.